We're recording.
Head rush.
He threw his shit away yesterday for nothing.
Was it a full pod?
Nothing.
No. It was like
What,
almost
dude?
done.
Do you think it was a full pod?
Did it still have life left?
Yeah, 100%.
And you threw it away.
Yep.
And then for what? For to hit some vape the next day? Brilliant.
Well, I was hitting
Anyway.
the other vape 1,000 times a day, so I think there's a little bit of a difference.
Welcome to the basement, Steve Moore. Welcome to the podcast. I'm glad you made it. Not one day without vaping, but I'm glad you made it to the house. Been a minute since I've seen you. You got a lot going on that you could talk about now.
Wait a minute. Before we get into this.
What? Go ahead.
So you quit vaping.
Nope, not yet.
Wait a minute.
He sure
So
didn't.
you put a hold on vaping and little hits now and then.
No, this happened yesterday, dog.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
You can't
But
quit
wait,
if it
but-
hasn't lasted a day. That's not quitting.
So why did you stop vaping first off? Because you
No,
can't
no,
say,
no,
wait
no.
a minute, hold on.
Why did he start
Wait.
vaping is the better question.
I did it so I wasn't smoking
Depends how much
cigarettes.
time you got.
He never smoked cigs.
But hold on, that's what I'm saying. That's why I did it. But hold on. So you can't say it's to get off the nicotine and shit like that
Right.
because you're still using Zins. So why aren't you vaping anymore if you're still using Zins?
Math.
You
So
said they're more
every time
expensive?
I've quit, not money math,
Okay.
getting off of
Nicotine math?
Okay, here we
Yeah.
go.
Is this like real math or Steve
Yeah.
Moore made up math?
No, it's real math.
Let me hear this. Lay it on me.
All right, because I'm good at math. I'm
Lay it
not
on me.
good at anything else we're
Before
about to
we get
discuss.
into the main stuff,
Yeah.
like lay this on me. I want to hear this reason.
All right, go
Okay.
ahead.
So every time I've like gotten off vaping for a period of time, I like kind of weed myself
Which
off
is how
this way.
many times?
About 1,000.
You never got
million.
off of it if you're still doing it.
That I'm glad you already figured out my point there. Go ahead.
So when I have successfully gone more than 2 months without any nicotine whatsoever,
How many times has that been?
about 1,000 million.
No, that's not true.
No, it's not a real number.
Well, it's not even
Actually,
close.
it is a real
'cause-
number. It's a billion. Or yeah.
Shut
Well,
the fuck
it
up.
sounds like you should just quit quitting
Yeah, and
And just keep using it.
one
Yeah.
or the other.
because you're going to go back to it.
That's a defeatist mindset.
No, because you've proven yourself thousands of times. You
Yeah,
just
if
said
it's
it.
truly that many times, then you're the logical brain.
Would just quit.
Apparently, well, no.
Well, I'd like
that's
to
what
be illogical then, and I'll just keep trying. I don't know.
Okay, we can go now.
no, because my point is, there's no trying. Just fucking do it.
Okay, Yoda.
It's not. No, I'm not being.
Do
Yoda.
or do not. There is no try.
As somebody who dipped every single day for fucking 11 years, you just got to stop. Just don't do nothing. Don't wean yourself off. Just don't do nothing.
Just
That's
eliminate
it. Cold
it.
turkey. Just don't do it.
That's the way.
It's got yes.
The
100%.
only way.
Guess how many times it took me?
You are a better person than I
It's
am.
not that.
It is.
It's that's the way to do it. Don't call me a better person.
In
than
all
you.
ways.
That's not true.
I
at all.
put you on a pedestal.
Well, I'd be way too tall to you. What do you want, a broken neck?
Yeah, right.
You'd be like sitting
Hey, dude.
front row at a movie theater. What's up, dude?
I'm already 4 feet flat, in height.
All right. Anyway, so you got a lot of stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
That Benny's loud as shit over there.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get it. So if I look at Steve,
So I
you can
keep
still
just
hear
keep
me.
bullshitting while he's doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Then
why
we'll
not?
switch into it. Yeah. So yeah, I've gone.
This
I think
man could just slide the whole thing forward.
I can't. It rocking off when I tried to do that.
I mean the whole mic stand.
That's what I'm saying.
The whole mic stand. The entire thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, what's up, bud?
Yeah, not much. Just making my next attempt at quitting vaping. That's what's up. That's
Okay.
why
All right,
Good luck.
We're starting
Good luck.
3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
2 months will be vaping again.
So hold on. Is the goal quitting vaping or is the
All
goal
of nicotine.
quitting nicotine?
Nicotine.
Two
Well, then
months.
stop doing nicotine.
2 months he'll be doing nicotine again.
If the goal is to quit nicotine, what the fuck does it
That's
matter?
what I'm saying,
if
you're
it's
just
vaping or
substituting.
pouch? Yeah, you're just substituting. Where's the?
You-
We never
that's the
got
addict mindset. You're replacing one with the next.
Yeah, we never got to the math.
Yeah.
We never got there. Let's hear this math.
I'll
This
go
must be
through-
algebra or calculus or some shit. There's variables. There's got to be.
I would go through one of those in like 3 days. Or some
Okay.
shit.
That's pretty.
Maybe 4.
I
2
don't.
weeks,
I don't.
2
Is that
weeks.
quick?
2 weeks. for
3
me.
days fast?
Very
That's
fast.
really fast.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's no way I could do the same amount of nicotine by doing those nicotine pouches.
Why
of
do you
4
need to do
milligrams.
this? That you don't. You don't do any
There's-
nicotine.
I'll give you the other reason is there's 2 things I don't know. I'm just not willing to go through. The first one, is just fighting like cats and dogs with Lori because we're both fucking not. We both quit.
This has been his excuse
It's
so
a-
many times.
it's a
because
reason, not an
neither one
excuse.
of them wants to quit while the other one quits, and then they get mad that the other one's smoking or vaping, whatever, and then they get jealous, and then one of them gets upset, so the other one's fine, and they're like, "It's okay, I'll deal with it. I'll vape while they quit," and then the goal is like, once they quit and they're done being upset, I'll get all. It literally is a terrible.
circle of
it's
life.
the worst. It never works. It's been going on for years. Sorry to call you guys out like that, but it's a fact. So go ahead with this. Go ahead with this math.
That
Instead of two grown ass 30-something-year-old people being like, "This is gonna suck for a month," we're gonna do this.
I want to hear the math real
Lot of-
fast.
Let's hear the math.
That's
That
it.
is,
That was
every
math. That
every
was
3
math.
days.
yeah.
But now
Like
you're
a weed
zinning.
now.
Okay, but now you're zinning.
so I cut my nicotine like half or more, and then I go off of that.
Are you though, or are you gonna keep vaping and then when you are stressed out, you're just gonna do it?
Steve's gonna be that guy in the garage.
That's the problem.
Realistically-
it's easy to get off of something when everything's cool. It's when it's a normal coping thing that when something stressful happens, are you going to go
Well, I'm in the
right
middle-
back to picking up the
I'm
fucking
gonna
vape?
predict
Oh,
the
I'm in the middle of
future.
stressful.
Hold
Like,
on,
there's
hold on.
no-
I'm gonna predict the future right now, just like when I did when he held his breath underwater.
Is he
I'm gonna
rubbing his
predict the
third
future
eye right
My
now to
third eye.
predict?
This is what's
I
gonna
think
happen.
that's
okay?
brown eye.
This is what's gonna happen right
Shit,
now.
That's
You
where all the
should
shit
have-
is.
You ready?
That's where all the shit
You
is
ready?
for sure.
Steve Moore is gonna become that dad who hides his tin in the garage, and he's gonna be out there every time something stressful happens. I gotta do something in the garage while he's
gonna,
throwing it a lip ski and fucking pounding about
Well,
shit.
nowadays they got you can
Quote me.
swallow zins, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to necessarily hide it as much anymore. You can just swallow. I used
But
to
you can
just,
tell when someone's got a you can tell when someone's got a pillow
well,
in their
yeah,
mouth.
'cause
You
I
can
used to-
tell.
I used to
yeah.
have
Do I
like
one
a-
in my mouth or no?
Right now.
yes.
No, because you'd be swallowing your spit more. Oh, look at the
I
look.
told you.
Jesus Christ, Steve. Put a new one in.
What?
That thing is at the bottom of its line right now. That thing was like
Yeah.
that fucking big.
I wait till I just it's I have to.
So what's the numbers on that? I want to do real math.
I don't know. When I pack lips, I fucking do 3 at a time.
What,
I do
yeah.
1 4 milligram at a time. I'll go through like 6.
Then
a day.
quit.
What's a vape got in it, or what was your? I know
5%. So it's like 50 milligrams per.
So let me ask this: if you're used to 50, and you're telling me in one day you can go from 50 to 4,
That's a vape. That's a pouch.
stop.
Different thing.
But what do you mean?
It's 50 milligrams per milliliter.
Oh, so how? So okay.
So then you have to do that shit.
Well, no, you don't. How long will that last you? 4 milligrams.
Like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
And how
So,
long?
I mean,
Okay, hold on,
We'll
hold
say
on.
an
So
hour.
the math's not mathing. Okay, hold on.
I'm still trying to do
Hold on.
math.
So this is the
I don't
thing
have
is-
all the numbers.
So when I hit this, I get my nicotine right then and there. And then if I'm not hitting it, I'm not getting my nicotine. For 2 hours, you have a constant flow of
1
4
hour.
milligrams. 1 hour, okay. A constant flow of 4 milligrams nicotine.
That's a That's
Over
a
an
good
hour.
point. That's a good point.
So it's well over 50 milligrams after
no,
that hour.
No,
No,
It's,
it's not.
It's 4 milligrams total. You can't
Yeah.
be more than 4.
Yeah, it's only 4 in the pouch. That's it.
Like there's 4 milligrams in there. It doesn't matter how long you have it. It's 4. It's
Yeah, I
like
can
if
leave
you-
that
Yeah, but
in
you're
the-
still
like-
getting a constant dose
That's
where
like-
I'm not.
That's like saying if you drank a beer over an hour, if you chugged a beer, like you'd be more or
Okay,
less
so
have
hold
beer
on.
in your body.
So this is what I'm saying, though.
Right?
You
That's-
ready? You ready?
I mean, I get
50 milligrams.
what he's saying is
So now-
that's,
That is not 50 milligrams.
That's not 50 milligrams.
No.
Whatever.
whatever your
Yeah.
number is.
Your math is not mathing.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but-
probably closer to 4 milligrams.
It's probably. Yeah.
It's
Probably.
probably
Yeah, but I'm
clo-
saying it's not the constant
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
flow of it.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
the difference
that's the
is you
point.
have to take how many puffs per milliliter that it is, and then divide that by 50 to see how many each hit is, and then
We're
you
gonna
hold
sit
on,
down and we're gonna
hold
figure
on.
this
And
out.
then I'll
We
tell you
can
right now,
do it right
and then you'd have to figure out how many vape hits you take in the same amount of time that he does that, and then you'd have to math. And
We're gonna have to do some math.
my comparison in my brain, just thinking if that's true, is you probably hit it way more times in an hour and a half than 4 milligrams worth of
Oh
nicotine.
yeah. Yeah, I think I was at like 150
Either way,
milligrams a day or something.
why not just do it to 0?
Because
What is 4 milligrams?
A
do
lot.
If you a lot,
A lot. Absolutely a lot.
a lot.
So now,
Uh-huh.
why don't you do the placebo effect and get the coffee pouches?
Bro,
Because I know their
first of
coffee
all,
pouches.
why don't you
I-
just get
I'm
a
not a placebo
fucking
anymore.
get those one things? They're called they're like herbal things. They're
Same thing as
pouches.
the coffee pouches.
Well, it's similar. It's not coffee though.
I was gonna go from this to nothing. That'll be it.
I hope so.
That's it. The whole thing. So it's very easy math. Just okay. 150,
All
40,
right.
nothing.
We're gonna call this fluctuating math. He has a.
It's a partial differential equation.
It's a sine. It's a waveform. This is what it is. Then he goes to 0, and then the negative part of the sine wave is him quitted. Like he's good. This is when Lori's up top doing her opposite wave of and then they just. That's literally what they do. They're completely opposite waveforms of just.
Sometimes we're both quitted.
Hey, good luck. I wish you the best.
How come neither one of you guys can ever stay? I don't mean to be calling you out. We're supposed to talk about some totally different stuff. But as one of my best friends in the world,
you guys are each other's reason to keep using.
They both, because the other one just go ahead supports it, right? It's fine. You can just vape.
No. Actually, it's more like one of us breaks.
Well,
as far as like,
and the other one doesn't stand the fuck up. They just support it. It's okay. I'll vape too now, and now we're both not quitters.
There's a brief moment of what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly.
There's like about 4 seconds.
It's like there's no willpower. Since you did it, now I don't.
It's
have
okay
to,
for me. to
I've been fighting this for months. Give it to me.
Basically, it's all right. I won this one mindset, and now
I went longer.
It's your fault this time.
I went longer on
That's
this
exactly
one.
what it is. Dude.
It's a who can last the longest.
Right.
It's like Survivor.
Yeah,
same,
you guys are Iron Man-ing nicotine.
It's that the same business conversation I had with you guys that one day about one of you guys is always trying to one up the other. That's like, I did this.
It was her fault last time.
Right.
It's my fault this time.
Right, exactly. Like, how about no?
See, that's where you're fucking up. You never admit your fault.
Well, I wouldn't
I do
say.
all the time.
I wouldn't say that's.
You just got to keep it going.
Don't listen to him.
Yep. You don't want to be the reason why she's using nicotine, but you want her to be the reason why you're using it.
All right,
that's
never mind.
one way to do it.
I'm with them. That's good. That's dude logic right there.
Thank you.
Actually, that's woman logic. I feel like.
Help me help you.
Yikes! That's on the internet, but it's definitely true, right? Yeah, you started to agree with me before I said yikes. Mm-hmm. Don't lie. You started to speak.
I mean, it's on video. I'm sitting here nodding my head like,
yeah.
If you want to. Disclaimer for anyone suing me. This.
Oh yeah. Anyway, we're just gonna move past that. So, Steve, get on to the shit that you couldn't talk to us fully about that you now apparently have. What?
Yeah. So here's what we ended up doing. We invented a mobile battery energy storage system. So just a bunch of batteries on a trailer with a generator and a redeployable cable system that connects everything in a mile radius of the trailer with power and connectivity for the oil and gas market.
Okay.
To be the most succinct.
So now, how long can they function off these batteries if they need to use them?
We designed them for like 16 hours or so.
The system itself, like how many batteries is in? So
we have 3 sizes.
We got to start there, I guess.
Yeah. So we have 3 sizes: small, medium, and large.
Okay. Anything we can bring up?
Yeah. You
got to tell us, brother. We don't know where your drive stuff is. We got schematics and blueprints and everything.
Yeah, so you can do that overview one with this one. That one's fine. Or the other one next to it, doesn't matter. So that is the guts of this thing. Okay. Essentially. So actually, it's funny. These are like early designs.
Yeah. So these look familiar.
Yeah, this is like from probably 6 months ago. That's fine.
Whoops. Fuck.
You're under NDA.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. So that entire skiff there, the frame underneath is for the 40-foot version. Okay. I just use it as like the basic template to like basically squish it together and scale everything down. But that's the medium-sized version, and what that has is, I guess that'd be
36 spools.
72,000 feet of cable.
Is that 36 spools that I'm seeing?
Yep, that's 36 spools. Each has 2,000 feet of a fiber optic hybrid cable, so it has your copper for your power, and there's also 2 fibers in there.
For like communication wires and actual data and stuff.
Yep.
So that's going out to things that are within a mile radius.
Yeah. So what's cool about this is this is the stuff that's actually patentable and different. So the first thing, patentable.
Yeah. Okay.
I always say patentable. Patentable.
It's like
patentable.
Recyclable.
Yeah. Patentable.
Yeah.
Patented.
All right. Anyway,
patentable. Yeah. Tongue twisters. So,
we're so stupid.
There's some special shit about this thing that no other system ever has had on it before. Or actually, has not been in existence before. The first one is that these things, like you can see at the top there. I think there's probably a better picture, so that the blue dome. So anything that zooms in on that, you might want to go to the overview. There's a lot of pictures.
Right here.
Yeah, that's cool. So that blue dome, what that thing does, it's cellular. So all the data comes in from all these, they're basically wherever you want to pull data from. SCADA boxes, control system panels. You could, connect it to Wi-Fi access
whatever
points.
you choose.
Yeah, and there's actually a whole graphic stuff that I'll be showing you that we'll see all the different things that we can, connect
Is there a limit to the amount of? Is it based on like the amount of power you can give out, or is it based on an amount of things to power? You know what I mean?
Quite.
Could you do like one thing that's a lot of power, or 20 things that don't take up too much power? Is it all based on like kilowatt hours or something like that?
Yeah, so your load calculations, what are your power? But the real big thing is like it's configurable. So this whole thing is designed to be modular. So it could be bigger batteries, smaller batteries, longer, shorter, lighter, whatever, from the jump. And
Things like oil fields.
yeah,
That just blows my mind, dude. This is amazing to say just how many there are.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Left turn.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, go back to that.
Yeah, go to the screenshots real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so actually, what we can do if you don't like
Sure.
knowing
Whatever-
what this thing
whatever
is going to
you-
do might be a
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Whatever you want to do.
I'll go over some of the quick features of it. Okay, so this thing can actually daisy chain and communicate from trailer to trailer to trailer.
Okay.
So you can get
All
connectivity.
through that blue
Yeah.
domed orb.
Yeah,
The
the-
Wi-Fi.
So that will connect all the trailers.
That
Okay.
will
Okay.
do
It
some
It
neat
would
stuff.
it would all connect to a network, and they would daisy
whole
chain.
mesh.
Yeah, daisy chain to each other. Okay.
Yeah, daisy chain and a whole mess. So you can literally
Like
drop
a
these
grid.
over a desert.
And just have like a grid of power up
Yeah.
where they got to be a half mile apart or something in order to.
No, those things can communicate up to 40 kilometers.
So
that
my
would be
but my question
like
with
30 miles.
my question with that is, so wouldn't that really only be a positive thing if there was nothing within those 30 miles?
Nope,
Like, wouldn't
we
you
just
want-
read signal locally as well.
What I'm saying is, I guess, like if we're here
Mhm.
and my thing can reach a mile as far as what my power can drive, but my antenna can go 30 miles, then like as soon as my mile runs out, nobody past that mile can get power. If there are people there until 30 miles, 29 miles away.
If they drop another one 29 miles.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what I was
But if
going
you
to
need
ask. So
local
these can
power
connect to
loads.
each
That's
other
what I'm
also.
saying. So like my point was, if you wanted, you could drop them within the half mile of each other and create like a legitimate
Huge
full
network.
powered grid of
Yeah.
there's zero
a
space.
temporary
that doesn't-
microgrid.
Right. Okay. That's what. Okay. So so they can
Yep.
go far away and communicate, but okay.
Yep,
Sorry,
absolutely.
we're on the same. You know, it's
Yeah,
different.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
Which
that'd be
is awesome.
useful in places where there's like, just a little bunches of shit.
That's what
Like
I was
a
saying.
huge oil
Where there's-
field.
Where there's
yeah, like
not-
an oil field.
Right, where there's not stuff for miles, where it doesn't make sense to have to communicate and have power the entire way.
Yeah,
Okay.
and actually, so if you actually, this is the area in which one of these problems occurred too. So
Okay, so
in
perfect.
West Texas.
Can't stop clicking on this fucking. oil
It's
field.
just amazing.
Yeah. So if you actually zoom in on some of the oil patches.
Okay.
So
I know where they are.
last year, remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it just keeps going. You just keep going for miles.
That's not
and
like
miles
properties
and miles.
of like
Oh, yeah, people
driveways
own
and
it.
houses.
No, it's mostly desert out in the Permian
The
Basin.
billionaires own it.
Yeah, oil
That's-
companies own it.
That's amazing,
Holy
isn't it?
Cow, dude.
Yeah, that's nothing. Zoom out and just you can go to any part of that West Texas area.
All
You
right.
can go
Oh, this
100
is
miles.
Texas
south.
now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Okay, so
I thought we
oil
were still
field.
up in Montana or whatever. So anyway,
Yeah,
go
it
ahead,
goes-
my bad.
Okay, so now here's my next question. Clearly, you don't need
Remember that-
electricity to power the drills.
None of
so
this-
where are these trailers at that would lose the power?
Okay, so
Let him get his
rewind
chain of-
that. Okay,
Or-
so this is where this would come into play, right?
Okay.
So if you zoom into any of those pump jacks, right? Each
Okay.
one of those things
Those right there.
is I think those might
There's
be
like pools or something.
Yeah, I think that's wastewater from like any fracking stuff they're
Yeah,
doing.
any of those little dots, I guess.
Bunch
Yeah.
of frackers.
Yeah, frackers. Yeah, so
Okay.
each one of those drills has a box on the side of it that has a programmable logic controller, a computer, and either a cellular connected device to shoot their data via cellular back, or sometimes they'll have fiber optic cables like running under the dirt or
Okay.
whatever. So they take all that data and they send it back to their data center for processing. Say, oh, turn that pump jack off. Things are getting hot. Or
So it's
Just
just
producing
remotely control it.
All the analytics of it.
all analytics, all the numbers that they need to make sure everything doesn't blow up or break. That goes to the cloud, and any the stuff that actually overheating stuff would be happening locally in the computer, but whatever. So that occurs, but it's mostly done via cellular, like these regular network carriers.
Mm-hmm. Like how our inverters and stuff
Yeah.
are solar. We just wire it remote and just.
Yep. Yeah. Exactamundo. So remember when all the ice happened in Texas? That cold snap happened. And
When
everyone
hell
lost their-
froze over.
When hell froze over. The oil fields lost cell connection to all the towers in the area. So what my system would be able to do, you could drop them, either roll them out there. These actually for this density, that's for the big ones, which are 40 feet long with half of a megawatt hour.
Steve's making LandLink. It's like the mirror of Starlink. Like you're doing like
Gotcha.
LandLink.
Yeah.
Like what is LandLink?
It's like Starlink is the internet to remote areas, and this is like LandLink, bringing power. You're welcome. I'm patenting that. Internet, that's my name. If they fucking steal it.
Oh, I'm 100% stealing it.
Patent, copyright, law, dot,
You have to
number,
beat me
whatever.
to the copyright office.
You have
I got.
It's first to file.
So literally, you would drop
Landlink.
one here. Then, if you needed to, you could take another one and
That's
drop.
pretty
all
That's
fire.
the name.
all the
Yeah,
way
yeah,
out
that's
to
why
you.
I said that. You're welcome.
It doesn't have a name.
Fuck it, don't you? Nah, dude, I got
I'll
it.
give you 0.01%.
We just need a podcast
Bro,
studio.
I want a lawyer. I met a paralegal today.
It's all it's right here. I'll give you one. I'll give
he
you
takes the
0.01.
LSATs. I don't know what that. We're not doing this live.
Why not?
You're not gonna fucking pressure Shark Tank me right now.
What's out of that? Dude?
He's over here like, hurry up, sign, fucking make a deal.
We're off topic.
You're
We're off
welcome.
topic.
LandLink. I'm a business partner now.
He wants his 30%.
I don't
Alright.
want that. That's a dope ass. That's pretty sweet, right? I think you'd get sued maybe, or made fun of because it's like, yeah, really, I'm Starlinking your LandLink.
I'm
bro.
100% naming it that. That's it. It's done.
It's dope. Tell me I'm wrong though. It's like you're mirroring that.
No, it's so
not-
dope. But you just won. You won the prize.
Could
We've come with
you-
like a million names. I'll suck.
Small
Yeah.
victories.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
You're
All right, so
welcome.
now
Text Brock. Brock. This is the name.
Anyway, so
And I came up with it live right now. That's
Yeah.
fucking dope.
so hell froze over.
Anyway,
This
sorry,
is all
yeah.
covered in ice.
Yeah.
all these grids
Cell
are
phone
down.
towers are down. So cell phone towers are down. So they can't get any communication.
Bro,
with
if
SCADA
you
or
meet
safety
Elon,
stuff.
I want to meet him.
Okay.
It's like that's not part of this. It's just in general.
I can
All
dig
right,
it.
go ahead. Sorry.
So I ended up, So what ends up happening is since all the cell towers are down, you drop a bunch of these things. And each one of those grids could basically take a trailer, the big grid.
Okay.
You can actually measure on the map how far away it is. 1.25 miles is the
Each one of those dots.
no for where I put a trailer for scale.
Okay. So we'll say here,
Okay.
and then there you put one,
Yeah. Or
and then you put another one there.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And you could cover the entire Permian if you really wanted to. You have a lot of trailers.
That's what I was saying. Like you could just create a
So
full.
So you create a grid on the grid.
a full-on grid. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. And
Well, yeah,
so,
you like create the grid.
Yeah.
So how is it powered?
Yeah. We'll get to how it's powered just a
Okay.
second.
So luckily,
Alright,
there's a
fair
lot
enough.
of diesel fuel where he's dropping these.
Yeah.
Luckily, they just get the oil and burn it.
Yep. So all these things would be out there, and it could do two different things. It can backhaul all the data via cellular, or since there's already fiber there, connect to any regular fiber uplink. So you can basically just drop them out there, turn them on, and they'll just connect to each other automatically. And then you just have to plug your fiber port into your any switch with the internet connection, and then you can backhaul the data. What they call it the most efficient pathway. So it'll start to like route all the data, and segment networks, just automatically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that would save them fuck tons of money.
That's pretty sweet.
That's
it just,
wild.
Sorry for the solar comparison again, but we use like Solar Edge, like optimizers.
Yeah.
And you have to have the positive, the negative. It's got to be very important with how you do it. And then we use the end phase with the trunk cable, and you keep both of them linked, and you just plug them all in together, and it just figures it out. Like you don't have to be nearly as accurate with what you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So like I don't know how it does it,
Yeah.
but it's the system. Like, it's pretty cool.
All right. So
So
when these are powered, you said they have a 16-hour run span.
yeah, so it depends on the configuration, right? So you have your diesel generator on there,
Okay.
right?
So they are powered by diesel.
That diesel. The reason why we pair the battery in the generator is that when you go out and look at any, I don't know, you've seen like those like BG&E shits, like the temporary light poles or
Yeah.
whatever. It has like a generator on,
Yeah.
it's just sitting there
It's
running
just
all
sitting
day.
there going, grrr. Yeah.
The lights are only taking like 25% or 10% of the power the generator is actually generating, but they don't make generators small enough to just power lights.
And then it's idle in the
So
next.
would your generator be able to then have storage on it so it could go for an hour and cut itself off, and the battery would have enough life to last the light
And that is
to be all day?
exactly exactly what it does.
Bro, I'm business partner
Battery.
for sure, bro. I already get the whole idea.
Exactly. So we got the generator in the battery. We also have a couple other things like a solar configuration for low power stuff.
Okay.
Wow, you see how I threw a shot right there?
Actually, if you
See that? You heard that? He said it's low power. Solar.
What am I going to?
I mean, it's low power stuff.
I'm kidding, bro. I'm just not.
Actually, there's a cool thing that we're investigating using. There's a company called Lippert. So if you open up a new tab and type in
Wait,
Lippert-
now, can we be showing this on the internet if you're not using it yet?
yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I filed the patent. We're good. So Lippert solar awning. Go into Google.
Why
not
did
just
they
typing it
do
in.
that, bro? Just type the search in the address bar.
Solar awning. Nope. So scroll
Ooh,
down a
that's
bit.
cool.
Scroll down a bit. Oh no, that's a Solera awning. It's a solar awning. Solera is a one of their sub brands. Yeah, that one. That first. No. Down.
6600.
Down. That one.
Only 300 watts.
Look, so it's flexible solar panels.
Okay.
Yeah, that
so
makes sense.
and it's only lining like what, 12 inches? 16
Is that that's
inches?
what that
Yeah.
strip back there?
The shiny strip is solar.
Why wouldn't you make a bigger strip?
Because the what it's used for is not. It's not needed for
Low power.
Yeah. So what I'm talking with them about is trying to get them to make one of those.
Bro, that's less than one solar panel that we use.
Yeah. I was gonna do the
Why
line.
wouldn't you just put like a solar one 400-watt solar panel on top of your like RV?
They
And
sell
you have
those too.
more than all of that. Like that seems 300 watts doesn't seem worth that. But go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they have more shit on the roof. And they can't fit a solar panel on it. I don't know.
Good thing your business.
Not
partner
those
sells
guys,
solar
but some other
panels.
people. I don't know what they have out there. So I'm talking about like actually lining the entire thing with solar panels, specifically for our trailer for solar application, making the armature a lot more industrial.
The canopy you're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. Have
Like
some
rigid panels?
flexible
Something
ones.
like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just covering the whole fucking thing.
Uh-huh.
So you just roll it out and then.
That would be what? At least probably 5 of those strips, maybe?
No, wait, more than
You think
just
so?
for this thing here.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. From there to how many of those strips do you think? 5,
That's
maybe?
3 right there.
What is he?
1, 2,
Oh, he's
3, right?
segmenting the rings are in X and
I'm,
Y.
I'm talking about.
How many columns?
Yeah.
Oh,
how many,
oh.
like how many times could you take that way? Probably 5 total.
5 or 6.
4 or 5, I'd say.
So
And
yeah,
I probably want
so,
to make a bigger one.
so that's like 1.5K off of that if you had that thing covered.
Yeah, and I
That
probably
would
want to make
that
a bigger
would be
one.
that would be plenty for a trailer. A kilowatt, 1.5 kilowatts. I feel like would be plenty.
Depends what you're doing, but for long term, deployments. So actually, this is the thing that I'm also talking to is we're getting started looking at border patrol to put these things
Okay.
out there. I'm working with Texas Instruments to develop basically human radar detectors. So you could literally take our trailers, drop them out like helicopter bin, drop them wherever the hell you got to go. Have a small group of folks just run the cable out because it's light, tiny little cable.
You're gonna have like little trip lines of radar.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It'll be a millimeter wave. So, I don't want people like going. I try like, especially now that like Trump's closed the border down really hard. They're maybe trying to climb in through the mountain ranges and stuff. So, I'd rather pick them up than see them die.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So that's kind of the idea behind it. Just kidding.
Hey, you don't gotta.
I know. I'm on camera. I was like,
Yeah, I was, hey man.
That's what I'm going on. It's not the money.
We're not
It's
gonna talk
definitely not
about
the
what
money.
happens when they pick them up. We don't gotta talk about that.
Oh God.
No, we don't got. No, keep going with your.
Yeah. So that actually is a thing that we're right now just starting the process of doing. Looking at
And then autonomous things to go collect the people once the radar goes off.
that's Project 2.
That's a terrible idea.
RoboCop.
Like, yeah, it's a terrifying, I should say, idea.
And it's coming. So that's what it does for.
Can you imagine? You're not getting away from that.
No, we're
like
not.
a
It's
sensor
coming.
that's connected Wi-Fi to a thing that's just right to your location.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, that's a thing. It's gonna happen probably the next 5 years.
Because it would be like a cop and a car at the same time. It would come like arrest you and put it.
There'll be no outrunning it.
It would put you in itself, and then it would drive back.
Like a canister opens up, just zoop.
You'd already be in jail before you knew what you were arrested
That's
for.
what it'd be like a transformer.
It'll shoot a net at you, electrified net. Yeah,
Yeah,
Just
it would be
pick you up
run
like a
at you-
street sweeper.
Real
Run
life's
at-
becoming a cartoon.
Yeah, run at you really fast. You're under arrest, and then just morph into a vehicle around you, and then just keep driving. Like
You're just
Could you
How
imagine
the
that
fuck
you're in
you
the
in there?
middle of running and it just
You're in a chair.
morphs around you into the car, and then you just drive to jail?
Yep.
All right, I don't even want to think about that. That's absolutely terrifying.
All right. So
Don't say Project 2. Don't do that shit.
AI apocalypse. What are you doing?
No.
AI police. That's a lot of A's.
Hey.
AI police.
So apparently the A is getting stuck on the keyboard.
Okay.
Seems like it. What are you doing to the keyboard?
There we go.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Is it that computer?
Anyway, no.
I think the batteries are
Is
dying.
it what computer? Oh, like a porn computer?
Yeah.
Bro,
Keep talking. I'm just looking stuff
I
up.
haven't watched porn since
You
December.
know what's funny? Like
of
we're
last
talking,
year,
all
dog.
this is being streamed. All of his random.
I know. Yeah, what
searching.
he's just looking up.
He's looking up
shit,
random
yeah.
stuff, just surfing the web.
I don't care. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching this.
Of course, the only thing is just
It just works out there.
AI pictures of
Which
police.
is fine with me.
No, seriously though, you'll just see all this. It's like on there.
Oh, trust me,
I want
hilarious.
to see some RoboCop stuff
down.
coming out. Did it show it to me?
Oh, okay. Bro, I just finished reading like a book or
look up
two ago.
Robotic security guard.
What's that? Fahrenheit 451, and which is not all it's cracked up to be, I don't think. But they have dogs, like robo dogs, that go out and they call them hounds. What are you looking up?
The R is sticking. The S is sticking now.
Bro,
Yeah,
what
now.
did you do
Your
to my
keyboard's
keyboard?
dying,
It's
Hammy.
either you and Damien. I don't get on this computer. We had a power cable here because I gave Benny my power cable to the tower, and Damien brought me a new one, and it hasn't even been turned on.
Yeah.
So I had to uncoil the cable Damien gave me and plug it in. That's why I was like, is it really not working right now? Like, what's happening?
I could get away from this thing.
What is that thing? First of all, no, you couldn't.
I could get away from this
You
thing.
definitely
I'd
couldn't.
jump a fence.
You couldn't do that.
I think we
You might fall over a fence.
I'd get over it.
Yeah, you might.
I'd fucking get
you
over
might
it.
lean over it and swing your legs up. You ain't jumping over a fence.
Get it over it better than this thing.
Hey, big man.
Hey, big man.
Hey, big man. Bro, that was quite the hiccup. All right, Benny.
See, now that's what I was kind of thinking more like.
What?
That would be the security guard they'd build first.
Yeah.
It's like a light post that you think's just a normal like light post, and then
Actually-
it just turns into the security guard and grabs you.
Want to see Dylan really flip a shit? Go
No.
on YouTube and look up
Don't do this.
robot. It'd be a Unitree doing kung fu. And just do that.
Grab that shit. Benny's on his phone. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah. Go ahead. Take
Taking the
control
driver's
first.
seat. Left-handed. Oh my god, a mouse left-handed. This is weird. I've never done this before. Ever
Yeah,
in my life.
imagine me a left-handed and have to do everything right-handed.
But you've always been using it left. Whatever.
No, I don't use my left hand on a mouse, you psycho. Bro, what? Is this real or is this an AI thing? Was it some DARPA shit? This is real? That doesn't look real.
I've seen this before.
No. It looks so good. Why does it look so like 10K? It just doesn't look real. I have to believe you, but it doesn't look real. The whole video doesn't look real.
Here's another good one. They did some testing on it too.
I want to see like a person.
The
next to
Unitree
it.
G1
Like, this
humanoid
doesn't look
robot
real.
has been turning heads with
Obviously,
sports
it's real. I just want to see.
thanks
a
to
video
its
that
advanced sensors and real-time stability
looks so
algorithms.
fake to me.
The robot seamlessly maintained its rhythm
It's just
despite external interference.
Yeah, you can buy one of these.
This demonstration
it.
showcases
Different
its
models.
ability to withstand environmental disturbances without losing balance, reinforcing its potential for interactive applications where robots
that.
must opt
Yeah.
It's funny game, so he takes that brush and hits him back.
Yeah, that's what. No, and what are you gonna do? Just start dancing?
Hope it dances back.
Yeah, like a dance battle the robot for like who's superior to who. I will not listen to you. They fucked me up in a dance battle. Yes, bro. Did you imagine one of them leg kicking you?
Yeah. It'd be a fucking metal thing. A metal baseball bat.
But with perfect form.
Every time.
Right above
It
them.
doesn't get tired.
Yeah, right. It'll
I've seen
overheat.
Terminator.
They'll overheat eventually.
Or run out of battery.
Not.
Oh, they're not
It
plugged in the
won't
wall.
take. Yeah, that's just the amount of people it would fuck up. That you're one individual. You're done. It's not overheating with one individual. I don't think.
Shoo.
You're getting fucked up.
Yeah, and that's like literally
Unless you could like
today.
launch that thing. You have to be strong enough to grab
And
it.
you're
And
gonna
just
be
start
supplying-
fucking-
That one's only
Wait a minute.
45
Wait a minute.
pounds.
Oh, then yeah, I'd fuck
Hold
it
on.
up.
Pounds?
And you're going to be supplying the power so these can all communicate to each other.
Yeah, dude.
Another
the
job.
problem.
Actually,
We're turning into iRobot, dude, and Steve's being part of it.
You're the company.
more than you think. Actually,
Explain.
I have other projects in robotics.
Oh no, we didn't even finish the first one, bro.
Your ADC skipping around.
That's why I
Sorry.
went back to you're making something that's going to connect all these.
No, we're doing pump jacks. But you could connect all those, I guess. It'd be long extension cords. It'd be kind of funny.
That's the first time that word's huh?
A pump jack is what those pumps are called in the oil
Oh.
fields. They're called pump jacks.
Okay, so anyway, we're gonna where were we at? So
Cellular
When the
mesh.
end of the world
Okay.
happens, remember, the story was first told here and how it started.
yeah, and I came up with the
with
name.
many left turns.
So whatever, dude. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's why people said, "What's your podcast about?" And I said,
Nothing.
There's nothing, dude, because there's no chance I'm
Same with
ever
Joe
gonna-
Rogan. It was a podcast with nothing. And
It's
Seinfeld.
nothing about everything.
I just
Discuss
there's
it
no
all.
chance I can stay on a subject, so I'm trying. Sorry.
You don't
I'm
have
just
to try.
amazed
So-
that one of these units
Do
he
or do
has
not.
in
It's
control.
simple.
So right, yeah, right.
Just
Well,
stay
that's-
on subject.
No, what I'm saying though is I'm just
Facts,
amazed
bro.
that one of these things that you made can create a grid to power.
All of them.
Yes,
How
that's
many?
insane.
So yeah.
Yep. And it's powering all their controls systems.
It's not powering.
Not
the
power- the
actual.
well, it's controlling the network for it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it can
That's insane.
and the reason why it all came to be, if I should go back to the Mississippi area. So it's after Hurricane Beryl that, I was told of this problem where hurricane went up, knocked after a hurricane, there's all kinds of problems that your typical, the hurricane will create. So you have knockdown antennas, you have power surges that blow out radios and blow out power systems, trip breakers, whatever, down trees, etc., etc. That's problem number one. Problem number two is that because there's no security systems, you have folks that will go out and steal the transformers, switchgear, the power cable, dig holes in the ground, and connect their pickup trucks to it and rip the power right out of the dirt. They call them copper miners.
Cranes. That's what we were getting over there. Sorry.
Daryl, if you ever listen to this,
Yeah,
He's
you'll
talking
be
about
back.
you.
Yeah, I'm talking about you, dog. You'll be back.
yeah. So when after that happens, you have all these different problems, and then you have folks that come out and steal stuff, which then creates a secondary problem, which is when the power does kick back on. Their system for monitoring just shows no connection. Now you can't tell if there's no connection because you have a power issue, or you have an antenna that's down, or fiber connection was cut, or whatever. So you have to have every single person that works in the oil field out there all day, all night, until they diagnose everything. So they have to go out to every single one of those stupid fucking pumps, and then they have to go, okay. So they have a Home Depot generator, and they'll put that down. And it's not just the smart guys that go out too. We're talking the dumb folks, the guys who are getting ready to be fired. Everyone goes out. So what a lot of these guys will do is go out and they'll take their gen set or their portable generator from Home Depot, and they'll stick it down next to the box full of components, and they'll plug in everything, and they turn the generator on, and that kicks a surge that goes down the line. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to fucking turn it on first, then plug it in. But people, so they fry everything that's already in there, which is kind of the worst thing that you could just putting stupid over top of bad. So they're literally
You're talking shit on all our oil rig workers.
the bad ones, just the bad ones,
Okay.
Just the dumb ones.
and all the oil guys will be like, yep, that's exactly what happens. Mm-hmm. Fucking idiots, or they're young, or both, young and idiots.
So all these little dots
Yeah.
have no power.
Yep. So
Can't communicate. It's down.
Yep. So because of that secondary problem, a third problem occurs, which is that it takes them months to get back up and running because you have to diagnose everything and they have to send it back to home base. Home base has to, call the fiber guys or the power guys or the whoever fucking guys, the utility company, whatever it is, to get it, scheduled for repair and get stuff on order and yada, yada, yada. So what our mission was from Exxon was to figure out a way to diagnose the problems on all the equipment in a faster way. And that's where it kind of started. So each, this trailer, okay, well, I started thinking about it, and it just, just like how you came up with the name of it earlier, the actual solution came into my head about the same amount of time. I'm like, oh, you can do this. You take a trailer and you put some batteries on and a gen set on it, and there's something called a volt server, So actually, we open a new tab and just go to voltserver.com. This is something pretty new. It's actually called Class 4 Power. Oh.
It's like, yeah, go to it.
Yeah, go to that thing. You know what? I can go to that thing.
There you go. You go do it.
Left-handed mouse.
I mean, it's wireless. You can put it where you're right-handed.
I'm challenging myself.
Oh, okay.
Challenging myself. That's what
So basically, it's like a generator with its own battery storage. It's kind of crazy. Don't take this in any
I just
negative
think
way.
it's wild how I can connect to.
It's kind of crazy to
those
me that
different
that's
kind of
not
lamps.
already like kind of a thing. That generators to this day still just only run power at the time they're
That's correct.
Like as someone, like I said, who works in this for years, and there's been batteries for like the solar aspect. How is it not a thought process to like
People have done
keep-
that already.
To keep okay,
This is where it gets different.
okay.
So Volt Server.
Oh, this right here
Yeah.
specifically. Okay.
So this is how we get the power distributed. So the generator and the battery, that's not particularly new. It's been around for like 10 years.
Okay, okay.
Something like that. We go the lithium-ion batteries
Right,
and stuff.
right.
So that's been around ever since hybrid cars have been same thing. Generators.
That makes sense. Yeah.
This, however, has never been put on a mobile system ever. And what Volt Server is a way of transmitting high voltage safely. So inherently
Like
safely. Like you ever heard of a saw stop?
Wi-Fi wise, like
No, like
Oh,
electricity,
through
high voltage electricity.
cable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking 380 volts DC
Okay.
and 1500 watts over thermostat wire.
Oh, that's what that.
Damn. Okay.
That's wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny. You ever talk to like an old electrician? And you're like, yeah, it's fucking 380 volts. And you're like, "Ah!"
Just hotline that shit.
Yeah, they're like, it's not possible. You can't do that.
It doesn't
remember
sound.
that's-
Again, I
That's
work
how
with
Pop
wire. It
used to
doesn't
check to make
sound.
sure something wasn't powered.
Dude, I've done that
Yep.
before.
There's a power going to it.
I've
You ain't
done
doing that with 380.
No,
you,
fuck.
You're dead if you do.
I mean, you are, but you ain't telling about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're having a bad day.
Yeah.
Your
You're
last,
having a bad
your
day.
last bad
You're
day.
having a bad
It's-
year at
yeah.
that point.
And at 1500 watts
I
per
don't-
pair of cable.
I don't think
it's-
that none of that matters. One or the other, you're already dead.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Like-
that's not true. If you scrub your feet on the carpet and touch a doorknob,
that-
that's like thousands of volts.
That doorknob's dead.
Not that 380 amps.
Not amps, no, but it's at like point. This is 380 volts, and I guess it would be what is it, 1500 watts? So what is it?
Oh, you
divide
said
it-
380 volts. I
Volts.
thought you said amps, dude. And I'm like, you're dead.
Depends on the
You're
voltage.
so. You think so?
It's always.
I mean, I guess you're right, but I feel like,
yeah, the higher the voltage. I mean, if you're actually going low voltage,
yeah.
like it just won't even go through you.
Yours is
You're
just a
too
solar
resistive.
panel for
Yeah,
that.
but-
Low power.
Yeah, but this will go through you like no problem. It's like,
yeah.
ooh, sorry.
Yeah,
That just went right through me.
Yeah, it went right
Yeah.
through us. Yeah.
So
You said through what size?
thermostat wire,
What's that, like 14 gauge?
That's thin.
18 gauge.
18 gauge?
Yep,
Thermostat
18
wires.
gauge.
God, that's so Is it durable for being so thin?
So I'm using for my stuff 14 gauge.
Yeah, it's durable. Think about it. You got to take that thing and run it through walls and jacks.
Well, that's
and
what
shit.
I mean, I would imagine. I'm just saying, like, for something that thin, dude.
I mean, it's not the strongest, but it
can't-
could get to wherever you
well,
want it
what-
to go.
Is it made out? What is it? Anything special? Like what is?
Copper.
Straight copper. So
How can
So
they
the-
put such high voltage through little copper like that?
so
And not fry everything it touches.
Yeah, like I don't. And it's
It's-
not even at least super thick to be insulated at all. Like
I mean, but it's in the shell. It's insulated
Well-
in that
well,
shell.
all these questions were actually thought of when they got this thing through the NEC.
Thinking of them right now.
Yeah. So the as far as like the insulation, there's a classification of class 4
Yeah,
power insulation.
that's
Gotcha,
that's got to
okay.
be a certain
Yeah.
thickness of insulation.
yeah. It has to be thick enough to where
So how big is your wire itself? Because
about
even
the
if
size of
you're
a pencil.
okay, so if you're going thermostat wire, then
Maybe
that's how big the coating is.
So I'm actually going 14 gauge twisted pair because I'm going longer distance. I don't want any voltage drop.
So two 14 gauge wires.
Yes.
In a twisted pair.
Yep. And then
And
two
then
5
coated
events.
by something.
So that's being about the size, maybe a little thinner than this.
Okay.
Okay. So,
So-
like some PV wire almost.
Yeah. Maybe slightly thinner, more like a pencil. This is a little thicker, but still 2,000 feet of it per reel is a lot.
And it doesn't no voltage drop over like every 100. You have to
No,
deal,
I'll get. I'm starting with like 1,500. I end up getting somewhere around the 650 range at the end.
over how long?
1.25 miles.
Wow. So about half.
Yeah.
No.
2/3
40
ish, something like that, right?
1,500 to 6. So you're about 40%. You're 750's half.
Yeah. So I lost
Oh,
2/3.
you lost 2/3.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So okay, I mean that's still better than we lose. We had to upgrade our wire every like 100 yards. Power voltage drop. So and then we got to run thick. So that's solid, dude.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wild.
So with these go, what happens is you take any kind of power input, and it turns it all into like they call it digital electricity. And they'll send DC down the line. They'll step it to up or down to 380, and they chop it up in pulses, about 500 a second. So in between each pulse of electricity, there's a safety data validation check that happens. So the receiver, so the transmitter receiver, so once it's being passed, it just hits the receiver, and that's doing all the logic, like hey, is it's fucking
like the software version of it.
yeah.
The
So
control.
and if there's any disconnection whatsoever or any fault, so if you're open,
Shuts it
ground
down.
fault, over voltage, under any of that stuff, shuts down.
Yeah.
And then once it's reconnected, it automatically turns back on. So there's no, so you could literally,
Let me see the mouse real quick.
Sure.
So it's like a rapid shutdown type deal. Where
yeah.
It's just,
So you only get one packet of electricity in your body, which is not enough to do you harm. It's actually less of a feeling than if you did the feet in the carpet doorknob thing. So that has only been around for like 10 years, and no one's thought about putting it on a trailer. It was kind of fun.
that's crazy.
Nobody.
Wild though. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Especially because
It was spun out. It's almost every stadium in the country uses this for their cellular radios and Wi-Fi radios.
So far, your trailer could do real electricity, telecom. I'm guessing Wi-Fi.
so
Wi-Fi,
hold on.
right.
If you can run
cellular.
that, you got to
So-
be able to do Wi-Fi.
So the start of it. So we have diesel powers it off the jump. Then we have batteries that powers creating that store, so it has the ability to shut off. So
it
it
has
does
the
it
ability to idle.
right, and it has it well, and it could just shut off because the once it if we're only going to need. So does it? So is it smart enough to know ahead of time? So say you want to power a, like we were talking about earlier, the example of a light. I want to power one floodlight for 8 hours, right, or whatever, overnight tonight. Is it smart enough software to go? I know that once I turn it on, that this light will take whatever 1 kilowatt hour per hour over those 8. So I know that once I idle enough to create 8 kilowatt hours worth of the power that I know for that, it'll shut itself off. Do you know what I'm
It
like?
could do that.
like a thermostat version of the power.
Yeah,
that,
so it could do that, but
so that-
actually it's more simple just to charge the battery. To
Just
keep it
fully-
between 20 and 80%.
Okay, okay.
And just keep it there and just
Gotcha.
and that's it.
Okay, and then that is able to then communicate with each other up to 30 miles, and then does this power these wires come off of your rig?
So that's
Yeah,
the
so
thing
you can actually, open up the
trailers
picture.
So this
themselves
is
and
what's
all.
actually creating the power to those things a mile away that you're talking.
Yeah, if you go back in the chair drive, there's a whole chart.
So you'd have to go back.
Oh wait,
and
there's a
give you the
mouse. I keep.
Yeah, we're a real professional here, bro. Get yourself the mouse and do it yourself, dog.
Sorry, Jamie's out of town today.
yeah, my boy
called in sick.
Our Jamie's out of jail.
Yeah.
Jamie's out of town.
he can't even talk. He's working today.
So.
They look like dandelions when they die.
This is like the digital, like if you use the digital microscopic view of a dandelion when you're about to blow it away.
Dylan came. I mean, Steve Moore
Jeez.
came up with this idea when he was just high in a field of dandelions.
He's like, I'm seeing
Almost, actually.
I'm
It's not
seeing-
too far away. I
I'm
was
seeing binary code.
not too far away. Why's it not downloading? Whatever. Oh, there it goes. Wow, that's so slow.
Bro, shut up. I don't have a $5 million workstation, dude. Okay, it's a rebuilt gaming
Well,
computer.
now that you're a partner, we're gonna have a nice ass studio.
Oh yeah, bro. Now that I'm a LandLink partner, dude, LL motherfucking C. I need to be on these phone calls with. Oh, I was about to say a real.
One good thing is we don't even have to stop the ones we're doing now because we'll just pay someone to build the next one for us. And
Yeah.
we can just move right in.
Yeah, dude, easy. We'll have a new podcast studio. Like it's nothing.
Yeah.
It'll just have to be a basement.
Shit, let's just have him set up a shed area outside.
That's not a basement anymore.
Oh, that's true. So they're gonna have to just come in and redo this. We'll just have to go from the kitchen for a little bit.
That's cool.
We can start next week, Steve Moore.
We love food,
Yeah.
bro. I want to make butter chicken again.
I love food too.
I know.
So
All
these
right.
are things that that we, since the initial conversation, it's grown to. So the weird thing about generators is that like they're all like one trick ponies. Like a lot of the specialty ones, like the lighting one, is like a generator does lighting and that's it.
Yeah.
And so if you don't have a lighting issue, it's just sitting in a freaking parking lot somewhere.
yeah.
Because
Yeah,
we
it's not
have
like you attach the light to it. It's just its own thing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Or if you have they call it a cell on wheels or a computer on wheels, cow. They call them cows, which I'm like, these would be catchier. they're only used for just providing connectivity. And then you're fucking putting a parking lot somewhere. And it's the same kind of a deal over every single one of these like assets. So we realized that with this thing, because we have power and data over very long distances, very high amounts of power, shit, we could power anything that connects, that needs power, which is fucking everything. We're like, shit, we could do all kinds of stuff with this. So we talked about drone hangars with Exxon for security. They need like hotspots of security. They'll actually put out
Hangar
drones.
with an A, like hangar, like a place.
Like a
Okay.
like a suit. I guess it's not a suitcase size. That's probably like 4 feet by 4 feet by 2 feet, and a drone will sit down on it and charge and cover up. Another thing we're thinking about for Border Patrol too.
I wasn't far off with the whole automated.
I told you.
America, baby. Keep our border secure.
Yeah, and if it gets real good, at least I'll be able to scrub you from the footage. Like I'll put you in like
No,
a back
bro,
door.
I support it from day one.
Yeah, but if you ever want to like become like a coyote, like I'll help you get through the border.
Ow. It's like,
I'll be your main point of entry.
why would I want to be a coyote?
Because you want to maybe outlaw avocado, and you're like, fuck no, I'm gonna bring him in.
I don't eat
No,
avocado.
we want them to come in the right way.
Oh, I do eat avocado oil. Yeah, I want them to come in. We got into. I didn't want to get into this, so we're
I would say
somehow
that-
we're getting.
I'm talking
into
about
Not getting it,
avocados.
just saying, come through the door.
I just want avocado oil. So squeeze it through the border.
Yeah,
let me
and I'll
get
make
the
a hole for you.
Yeah, well, no, just squeeze the avocado, and I'll get the oil on the other side, and I'm like,
Or if like they ban
Thanks, bro.
cows, and like the only way you can get cows is from Mexico.
I go to Pringle Farms to get all.
I mean, well, if they ban
lately.
cows like
Shout out.
cowpocalypse. you
Oh,
know?
because of the farts.
They just
Cow
yeah,
fart?
exactly. Just
That's not
all
gonna
of them
happen.
gone.
That's the most.
'Cause of the farts.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Vegetarian
conversation, bro.
eco-terrorism. They make a fucking virus
Oh,
to kill all the
dude,
cows in the
I
U.S.
know.
Oh my gosh, dude, we'd have nothing but frail bodies running around with no nutrition and brains with no creatine in it, not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Ugh.
Yo,
Ugh.
now that's when Dylan becomes a coyote and
about
goes to
im-
Mexico to
yeah.
bring back cow carcasses.
Talk about impossible meat. Ugh.
Yeah.
I'd rather, if you're gonna be a vegetarian, go eat vegetables. Stop eating fake processed things that mimic meat. That's
If you're gonna-
not
if you're
real
gonna mimic
shit.
it, just eat it.
Right. Or don't eat it. You know,
That's
like
it.
yeah, go eat nuts and seeds for your protein.
Yeah, we said it.
Yeah, go eat some portobello mushrooms. Go eat some shit like that. Weirdos.
Eh.
Anyway,
know.
I don't know how he just got there. Oh, he's banning avocados.
Yeah.
All
Anywho,
right.
so hangars, you have like offices and such, like their mobile trailer offices, security cameras. That box there's the original like controls box, and if I scroll down,
So, question.
I
and-
can see why Jamie's a different person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Question and idea. Could you implement these pads on to your mobile things and have the drones be able to not have to fly all the way back to wherever they came from to their initial place to be able to, if they want to go to the border, to be able to
Just drop them as
say
you
their
need 'em?
day is we just want drones out there for 10 hours all day, and instead they can just hit one of these power stations with the grid just already directly intertwined into it. You know what I mean?
It's called you mean like a tethered drone? Like there's
No,
a
I
little-
mean like literally the thing you just sent.
yeah, that's
But that on top of one of your
yeah, of
like
course,
not
you put it anywhere you want.
So like a landing dock.
so my
Yeah,
you could
like
have
a hangar, or like
so-
a helipad or
So
whatever.
my point is so a hangar could be back there and they could deploy them and they could just stay out all day and they could hop onto your guys' mobile units and charge rather than having to come all the way back to a hangar all the time. Is what I'm saying.
yeah, it just that would be
Like,
able to deploy a
could
fuck
that
ton of them.
be could that be beneficial? Is what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
well,
this,
couldn't you just make a mobile hangar to take out with it?
yeah, you'd have to.
True.
They're all configurable stuff. So like
Yeah.
there's a storage
Okay.
area for whatever you have in the shop, right? You might have like five drones and like a bunch of stuff for like data stuff, bunch of stuff for some other stuff, and you just stick them all in the thing, and then you drive out to your site and you have the stuff you need, nothing you don't.
Word.
All configurable. So yeah, the drone hangars are interesting. it's kind of funny. I don't know if this is a serious thing or not, but what we were thinking was we're trying to find a way to any way to stop the theft. And so what we did is we thought of taking these heavy drones for like industry and then putting ever heard of an LRAD?
Mm-hmm.
So military for crowd control. It's sound weapons.
Oh, yeah, I've
yeah,
seen
yeah.
them.
Yeah,
It's just
putting
frequencies.
loud ass
Like
frequencies.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, what you could do. Ever heard of a parametric speaker? There's like sound lasers or whatever. So put a bunch of those on these drones and have a swarm of them on some. There's someone's like trying to
Shooting
steal shit.
sound
Like
lasers.
all shooting sound at the same dude.
Crowd.
Like,
It's like a riot control type
but
thing.
for one
That's
fucking
cruel
guy.
and unusual punishment. That's why.
It depends what you're playing.
It's probably a war crime.
So that would happen if they're trying to steal it.
Yeah, they're trying to steal something. That was just kind of a fun thing that me and Latrell
Like
were
their
like rapping about.
citizenship. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
He's here all week.
Yeah. Sorry. Come on, that was good. Luckily, nobody watches this.
People's gonna watch.
Those
it
views
now.
are not necessarily comport with my next gen.
Yeah, right. Landlink, baby.
I like
Bro,
the name.
you can't run with running the border and then being like, well, I totally think they should just sneak. It doesn't make any sense.
I think they should let him in, but I'm gonna keep him out.
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep them out with fucking drones that shoot 900 hertz
Sound lasers.
frequencies at them. Yeah, with freaking laser beams attached to their
with
freaking
kung fu
drones.
robots chasing them back.
And I can't say they steal their citizenship, bro. Right? Jeez.
Well, one is a plot of Terminator. That's at least entertaining.
Oh, what jokes aren't?
I love a good joke.
Comedy's not entertaining.
It's
bro.
a joke, everyone. It's a joke. All right, so what the fuck was I talking about again? Oh yeah, so
Wires.
they're construction sites, lighting,
Mm.
Wi-Fi connectivity for temporary stuff for construction site, tool charging, tool use. It's like basically a super power extension cord. And there's some neat shit that I.
It's like a giant power station,
It's a giant infrastructure in a box. It's everything. It's power, connectivity,
like
computing,
a mobile command unit.
So other than
Yeah.
border patrol and
oil and gas,
oil
border
stuff,
patrol.
are you
mining.
trying to get into like construction sites where they could just
Yeah.
power like yeah?
So, which is
Damn.
awesome because how many construction sites have we been to? Or
And
you
it's
been to?
hella generators
Well,
on
yeah,
site.
because you'll go to a giant building and it's a bunch of nothing yet, and
Dude, it's literally trailers just for
alu-
networking.
and aluminum framing, and there's just 1,000 orange extension cords ran from the ground, and there's just little lights. Everybody's working in random lights and stuff. It'd be nice if you could just
Yeah, you could cut the weight in those extension cords by like 60, 70%. Yeah, and you get Wi-Fi too.
Well, I would
yeah,
imagine you
that's
could
what I'm
even
saying. You
probably
can still use it for phones and everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
get a crane to put one up top even, and then one down by. You could just
Yep.
Me and
So
Dylan were on a job site one time on a roof doing a job, and a crane hit the building.
get shook.
that must have been terrifying. How close are you to the impact site?
I don't think we were.
We saw the crane hit.
Yeah, I don't think we were like. It
I
wasn't.
mean, it shook. Me and
It-
him
it-
looked at each other like, "What the fuck was that?"
Is this gonna like collapse on us like
No.
like
Where we at?
9/11?
It was like apartment complex.
Assisted living center they were building.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Yeah, literally, they were trying to load something through a window, and we don't know. But next thing we see is them looking and go, "That boom's gonna hit us."
Yeah.
Boom! Right into the building.
We were on the roof doing like dryer vents or something. And
Yeah, we were running like hose down a lot. Like,
That's
we
terrifying.
were
to be
like,
on the
we were
roof for
just
that period of
like,
time.
we were like. They didn't come. It wasn't like a.
It wasn't like that boat
Wasn't it-
hitting the fucking
No,
the Bay
but-
Bridge.
Or, it was like.
dude, it was
something
enough
else
to
hit,
shake
like,
the whole
stuck out
fucking
how-
building. They're like, the whole building knew they hit. You could hear them yelling at this operator, dude. They were fucking mad.
Yeah, it was crazy. Dude.
We were like,
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
we're gonna go. We're
why
gonna go
not?
work on the first floor for a little bit. Get the fuck off this roof.
Yeah, yeah. That's
That'd be
terrifying.
cool though, being able to do that with like job sites and shit, because that would be a lot, just a lot of cleanup on wires and shit. And like we said, we've been on job sites where you literally just see trailers full of the communication servers and shit.
Yep.
With fucking hella wires running out to different generators.
Yep.
That's pretty crazy. Damn.
Yeah. And then the last thing that we invented for this is a way of testing entire branch circuits of power cable. So if you look at how power cable goes out, you know, sometimes in the ring, sometimes whatever, but most of Exxon stuff is like, I should not say that. Never mind. Is a certain there's a certain way that they do things. For
Nice.
security
I'm-
purposes, I'm not going to say that.
Hey man, that's fine.
Let's tell everyone how their infrastructure works. Hey, China, let me tell you exactly how Exxon laser power cable.
Let me tell you how they're doing it.
Yeah. That was funny. Yeah. That's a first. That's the first I had to catch myself. Good job, me. I haven't given away any state secrets yet. So,
Yeah, don't do that. You're just getting started, dude.
yeah, right. So what I can do is place these devices in the briefcases. I call them briefcases. That's, again, terrible names. Yeah, nothing.
You're just gonna hire me?
Yeah, right.
I'm
Come on, man.
just a naming partner. It'll come to me.
I mean, it'll need to be some field testing too.
What else do we? What are we? What is that?
A time domain reflectometry device is what we
Uh,
invented. So basically, what it does.
What's it got? A flux capacitor inside of it?
It's
gotta get up to 88 miles an hour.
No, just a garbage collector.
What?
Isn't that how they
That's
like
how you
fueled
fueled
it?
it. Yeah, you do garbage in it.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, I fucked it up. Too.
Lame.
Yeah, damn.
Oh, I outwitted
yeah,
you.
you did, you got me.
Yeah.
That was
I
wait a
wasn't
minute.
prepared
That was
for a
the second
follow-up
one,
joke.
though. That was the second one, though, because he had to go back to make it better.
Yeah.
Because the first one, they couldn't get the power source.
Which
to
one's the
go.
one where he skates through like the ice cream place in the neighborhood? He's like a skateboarding kid. Is that the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know the second one that well.
Yeah, 'cause the third one was like in the future, and they had the hoverboard and shit.
Yeah, the hoverboard was the first
That's
one.
the first one, I thought.
That's when he meets his parents. When
Yeah,
he,
he
goes
meets
back
his
in
parents
time.
and his mom likes him.
Falls in love with them.
Oh, I'm mixing
Yeah,
with that.
some
at
Odysseus shit or what
the
is
West-
it? Oedipus.
Yeah.
The second one's when they go back in the Wild West.
Yeah, where he plays Chuck Berry shit on the guitar.
Mhm.
He jams.
That was the first one.
Yeah, he starts
Yeah.
shredding at the talent show, and they're all just like, "What is this?" And he's like, just like jamming like.
No, the
Chuck
second
Berry
one's
rock
when
and
they're in
roll.
like the Wild West.
They end up. It's like desert type stuff. I remember a little bit. I can't see. I don't remember that one that much. The
They
first
go
one,
back to like cowboy days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the third
Yeah.
one?
There was a third one.
Didn't you say the third one? Was there a third? Look it up, Benny, real quick. That's a pretty dope name, though. Back to the Future. That's pretty good. Coming up with that.
Oh, the third one was the West.
What was the second one? Yeah, I don't remember this one.
Good question.
Maybe I do remember this. I don't know. I haven't seen this stuff. I don't watch movies very often.
Is a good
Just
question.
type in 2. Get rid of yeah, there you go. That's not helping at all.
It is.
That's the hoverboard one. No, is it?
It might be, yeah, because he's wearing the
Yeah.
soft-tie shoes.
I thought the second one was the.
He's wearing the Air Mags.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So I do remember the third one. I don't really remember.
What's the first? I thought.
Where the first one he goes back to the like 20 years ago, and his parents are in high
yeah.
school, and
That's right.
he meets his mom and his dad, and dad's like a little like
This is when they go to the future, and what's his name? Biff already found the betting book.
Yep.
that's
And he's
right,
rich,
And he's rich.
yeah.
Yup. You're
He
right.
found the sports almanac.
and
for
that's
the
the one where
year.
he's cruising around the hoverboard. I said
He wasn't
skateboard,
cruising; he was running for his life.
That's.
He was
He
was
not
hovering
seen him in a
for
long
his
time. I
life.
can't remember for shit.
yeah, something like that.
Okay.
All right, so
All right.
so oil fields.
All right. So let's actually take a look at this thing. And I'll point out
Okay.
what this stuff does. So construction sites, we got mining operations, agriculture, oil and gas, FEMA, disaster recovery, military applications. So we're looking at anything that has large areas. Oh, and transportation. So some railroad folks. I might be actually might be speaking at a railroad event. It's kind of cool about this.
What exactly is a railroad event?
Exactly what you're thinking it is. Like interesting railroad people doing railroad things. There's like a type.
Is that what you think that I was thinking that
I
was?
think of a model train convention.
Yeah, like-
Yeah, exactly what you're thinking the people are. The model train convention people are the people at the
Okay.
railroad convention.
Well, that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, okay.
It's exactly what you're thinking.
We're
Now, of course, there's
But
like
what's
stereotyping
the
everyone
event?
today.
Like, what do you like?
So
Do any of them work on the railroad, or are they like hobbyists? I love railroads.
these-
no, these
I
are, this
like
is-
Yay, trains.
I love trains, right? Like what,
This
we
would
have
be an industry
meetings
event.
once a month. Like okay, so it's
yeah, it's an industry event.
okay,
And I have some interest from some big railroad companies.
like CSX people and shit.
Yeah,
Nice,
actually, I did see a CSX email on there. So yeah,
There you go.
nice, hell yeah, dude.
yeah. So specifically about this, can't sell anything. It's only educational. It's the exact words that sent me. No selling. So, no problem. I'll do a TED talk. It's kind of cool. I'm like, whoa.
On
And
what
as-
exactly?
This.
On this?
Yep. On this.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
How
this
how
right
would
here.
they use it?
Honestly, this is the very beginning of it getting out there. But my guess is
Because
when there's
they're powered the whole way down their tracks.
I mean, not really. The diesel ones are still just diesel engines going down, but it's all the the wayside, they call it, infrastructure. So all the sensors and the radio towers
That's
and whatever
all-
on the side.
Yeah,
So
but
if there's
that's
a
what I mean. That's powered the whole way. So this would
Well, if a
just be.
hurricane happens-
That's what I'm saying. This would come
Disaster
in.
recovery, yeah.
Okay. So I
as
guess
far as I know, I'm actually not
that's-
sure what they're using
That's
for
what I
yet.
was at. So my point was, it's not like in an area where there's just not covered. It's like in case some of that went down, they could bring this in so that their trains could
Or new
remain on
construction.
schedule and stuff. Fair.
Yeah, new construction. What else could you use? Honestly, I haven't
When's the
given
last
it
time you
too
saw
many
a
thoughts.
train track being built?
Not too long ago, they're doing stuff in California. But ever see one getting like built?
Yeah, like what? Ever in your whole life? I've never.
Oh, I've
seen-
definitely seen it in California when I was living out there when I was a kid, and they're like,
That's because trains just made it to you guys, bro. We're here on the East Coast, okay? When
Yeah, the B&O
America
years
started,
ago.
bro. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the B&O years ago.
We had the B&O whole. We had probably had a
We
museum.
have a whole museum
Yeah, we had a
about it.
museum while they were still out trying to live in one main
You left
street in the
coast
West,
losers.
dude. Yeah, and then they somehow got ahead of us in culture. I don't.
And I still
I'm
say
not-
East Coast rap was better.
They
than
were
West
close
Coast
to
in the
Asia, so they
90s.
figured out efficiency, and they're like, "We got to get ahead quick." And then they got real
that is
slow.
exactly what happened too.
I-
The Chinese
I-
built the railroads
I
coming
know.
from.
I know.
That's really funny.
Why I said that. I did. That wasn't.
They
I
do their
know. I
shit.
do know history a little bit. And then they got all lax, and they're like, "It's cool, bro. Don't worry about it."
I want to figure out how to make this usable for like pot farms.
Why do you need that for pot farms?
So the
Because I can get into the pot farm industry. So
Well,
someone
that's-
give an
that's
idea.
not-
Someone make an
dog.
idea.
Bro, and what's crazy is
Security systems for pot farms.
So when I went to Colorado, one of my friends from church, his brother owns a whole company in the flow, a whole entire weed operation.
Tell me more.
I am.
Shout out.
So he told me, obviously, it's not federally legal. So every dispensary in every
All
state
cash.
well, not just that, every state has to have. You can only get your stuff from the state. So every Maryland dispensary can only have weed from Maryland because it can't cross state lines.
Yep.
He's licensed in Colorado, Oklahoma, I think Arizona. It was like 4 states or something.
Yeah.
And he was talking. He's like, I've always wanted to do Maryland, and he told me like, obviously it's a long shot and it would never happen. But if I could get a license, he would hook everything up. He'd provide all the money, all the startup for everything, and we could then run a legit farm. That's real. They're called In the Flow. You can look them up right now. Like I went to his house and smoked with him.
I tried the product.
So
Oh yeah, Benny tried the product.
I have like 4 things going. So pot farms actually have like 4 things going with pot
It's
farms.
not even a farm. It's the licensing to be able to do it, which is the hardest
Right.
thing to get here, apparently. So if that's a thing, I could be fully funded with a In the Flow grow. Just saying.
That's smooth.
I got super excited when I first heard that, and I got back and I was like, what am I excited for? Like, it's like a 1 in thousands of people are accepted to get that.
Yeah. You just got to play the game.
Well, I don't know the game.
Or have the money.
I know the people that know the
Well,
game.
That's what. There you go. See, land link, baby.
Do you want to do it?
Yes.
How bad?
Pretty damn bad. How bad do you want it?
Yeah, and then we'll have a. Never mind. That would compete with us. I'd be like, I'd even be nice and have a solar thing and tell my boss at work and be like, here, put solar on the outside of this.
If
thing.
you're doing a pot thing, you would not be working there anymore.
I said I would be nice and throw them
Oh, yeah.
a thing and be like, here, come make a bunch of money for my final peace out and outfit the thing with solar. You know what I mean?
Hook all my farms.
But yeah,
up.
he's like, I'll fully fund whatever. You just need to get the license. Like, not even fund the just secure it.
You just gotta
Okay.
do the damn thing.
Yeah.
I mean, this was like last year, but I'm sure it's the same. Mm-hmm. He seemed very, very serious.
I mean, yeah, hit him up.
Well, for what?
So basically, what'll happen?
What do you mean, hit
if
him
you
up?
if you want to do
Get
if
him
you
on the
actually want to
phone.
get into that,
Like, I have his phone number.
what'll end up happening? Well, the way you would do it is
And his brother's a farmer. He just refuses to get into that. He has a farm. He's the guy that runs, which I want to get him in here too, because he's an awesome guy. I love him. His name's Ben, but he's First Fruit Farms out in Parkton. They're sweet.
all right. So the first step would be us 3 hopping on a call to figure out.
Who was 3?
This is
You,
off.
me,
We're off
Guy.
topic. This
Gotcha,
is
yeah.
this is off.
Oh, no,
this is off.
we're
This is
allowed-
off topic of something else.
We're allowed to go. It's
Because my
There is
angel
no-
investor,
Your
he
what?
makes we're private equity backed, so we have like
Here we get with the weird mumbo. I'm not going to talk about people. Just
no, we have 5 investors that have given us money to start this thing. One of them is for our AI stuff that we're doing, and he is heavily invested in a cannabis AI optimization thing.
I don't like that. That sounds like people aren't involved.
I know people are very much involved. All it does is it gives instructions to people who growing it to how to grow it better, more deliciously.
No, that's
More
cool. I mean, we've
tasty.
gotten okay at it a little bit at John's house and stuff. He deals with it more than I do, but like
Yeah, this.
it's been a couple rounds now, and it's not bad. I mean, you've seen it.
Yep.
You smoked it actually.
Yep. And then we have folks that do modular pot stuff. So we have guys, some folks in Colorado that do modular marijuana grow farms or grow farms.
Then he'd just be Googling away.
Yeah. And down in Carolina, we have some people that want to build and finance the building of like indoor greenhouses and stuff. So
Well, if they
I just
can-
need a green light of
Yeah.
somebody. And I'm like,
and they have they have all their whole like they're established. So like it wouldn't be I would say if their goal is to do their own thing, it wouldn't be the best thing because they'd be doing his thing. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it wouldn't be like I'm gonna have my strains and it would be like you're gonna be now a franchisee
Yeah.
essentially or a branch manager type deal of
Exactly.
this, which I was all about because I'm like you're already established. You have all your protocols, your shit's grown. Like they've
Yep.
won. There's things I have that shows you like they've won awards a few years ago. You know, like stuff like that. And
yeah, so we'd have a powwow, figure out what it would take to spin this up, what kind of time frame they're old, their other licenses have taken, any advice we can get from them, and if it's real, like if he's how serious he is like
he's real.
no, I know I'm saying how real is the offer, right? Because I could
right.
then go and tap some people to like help us get through that process better.
Right. I can reach out,
Yeah. It'd be fun either way.
but you'd have to reach out before I even bother to see if that's even something that I'd be like, is that something you know people that can help with? Like I wouldn't. What's the point of reaching out to him if the people you're thinking could help can't help? Maybe. Do you know they can help with that process?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll reach out. Like I said, I talk to his brother like every Sunday.
Nice. Yeah, I have a good network.
Yeah, and I said I went out there and my goal, all I did, I hit his brother up and I was like, dude, what's your brother's company? So that when I go to the dispo, when I go to Colorado, I just want to spend money like I have to buy it out there, so I want to buy his company. That's all it was.
Support your bro.
Yeah. And out of nowhere, he's like, yo, hit him up. He said hit him up, give me a number, all that stuff. So I bought his stuff at the store. It was great. And then he's like, are you guys coming whatever way one day? So we stopped by his house. He's like, here's my address. Went and sat in his dope house, backyard, just chilling, looking at the mountains, just smoking, just hanging out with them. And I'm like, what a nice, awesome dude, bro. Like, you don't know me, but
What
he's
a
like,
nice lad.
he's like, hey, man, because I was like, we really appreciate it. And he's like, dude, anybody that's my brother says, like, it's good, it's
He
good.
says you're cool. You're cool.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, that's awesome. Because that's not Ben at all. Ben don't smoke weed. You know what I mean? Like,
You cool, man?
You cool. All right. I can dig that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So yeah, we'll figure that out. Anywho, I'm just imagining I want to build a freaking grow house so bad. I have all,
Wouldn't it, dude?
I have all the stuff.
It's the grow build when it's
Yeah,
legal.
it's legal. What's the problem?
I just don't have a reason to do it.
Oh, yeah, it's true. I
grow
guess.
I'm not gonna
weed.
run it.
Well, you can't sell it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like run it and stuff. I don't want to run a weed business. If I want to build I would like to build a weed facility. That'd be
You
great.
can grow it, or we'll smoke it.
I'll run it.
Yeah, I want to build something that's like
I'll do
100,000 square feet.
I'll do quality
Yeah,
control.
just get a pole barn, bro. They're cheap. Throw up a pole barn, insulate that bitch, and then spend all your money on lights and nutrients. Good to go.
Yeah. All right.
Would
So-
you wear a white lab coat going in there, looking
Hell yeah.
official?
I wear overalls.
I'll-
I'll
yeah,
wear
I'll
a
armor.
stethoscope
Some-
too to confuse everybody.
Carhartt, baby.
Tie dye boxers, and that's it. Like, it's
A tie-dye, lab coat. Hey, and short shorts. As you're
all
used
my
to working out.
all my shorts are short.
Like you're.
I don't own long
that's
shorts.
True.
Are you looking at it right now?
Yeah.
Whatever. I can see your knees too, bro. Get out of here.
Yeah, but I can see your thighs, like your upper thighs. Can't see mine.
You can see my middle thighs.
Well, I guess you're like 9 feet tall, so it makes sense.
First, I'm 5'11", 9 feet tall.
Matt, come here.
Um,
All right, so yeah, and I'm also looking for other applications. I'm always brainstorming like what else could this thing be used for. But it's going well. If
Oh,
this thing with Axon goes through, They're looking at prospectively like 12 prototypes. If it goes through, they're looking at 600 to 800 just for Denbury.
Holy
So
shit!
say it again. 12 prototypes. So like you being one of the 12 that they choose from.
No, I have a patent on it. It's just me.
What do you
They're
mean?
looking at
Then
4
what do you mean?
small, 4 medium, 4
Oh,
large.
you're talking about they're looking at 12 of these. I
Yeah.
thought you were saying they look like
Nice.
12 different. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
3 different
Oh
sizes
yeah,
of them.
that's dope.
The large one, our cost is something like 1.7 million to build one.
What's
and
the
just material?
That's the large one. What's the capacity on like storage wise battery?
500 megawatt hours.
At one
No, no.
time,
Kilowatt hours.
fuck out of here.
Kilowatt hours.
Boy.
Kilowatt hours.
Oh my god.
500 megawatt. That's an entire grid scale
I was-
battery system. What are you
yeah, I
talking
was
about?
like-
That's a field.
Yeah, I was literally like, that's a farm, dog. That's a solar farm.
Yeah,
Like in a year. Like,
yeah. 500
holy-
kilowatt, half a
okay,
megawatt
Yeah, I
hour,
was like, okay.
which is still nothing.
That's that's
Nothing
a thousandth of what you just said, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
a lot less.
compared to your AA, it's a
That's
bajillion
still
of those.
dope as shit though.
That's a-
Especially
yeah,
if
that's
you
a-
can get that sale.
Yeah, that's
dope.
amazing.
That's
and
awesome.
then what? So you said how much? 1 point.
1 point. So
Or should you be
1.7.
saying how much it costs you to make if you're?
That's not even to make, just the material.
That's just
to make.
materials. That's not labor or nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Shoo.
and then
So
going
how
down
much?
from there is 600 grand for it chops in half down the line.
The
Straight
whole,
line.
and then 300.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just exponentially get
Yeah.
like double and then double.
Yeah, I just doubled it and doubled it.
Uh huh.
That's dope
ish.
as shit though.
So what? I don't want to get too specific. You know, like so. If,
I thought it would probably be a
What
50
are
point
your-
margin on it most likely. So I'll probably be getting, if it's costing me 2, it's going to be yourself for 4.
Okay.
it's
I mean, that's not bad to be-
100%, isn't it?
It'll
That's
be
not
50%, 50% margin. So I make 50 points.
Okay.
So at 4 million, 50% of that is my profit. Gross
Yeah, but
profit.
still for $4 million, you'll be able to do all that shit.
Yeah,
And
it
that's
run
per
your whole
one, or
business.
that's per all 4.
1 of the big ones.
So if this whole thing goes through with all 12,
600 to 800 of them.
Shoo.
not 12. But you just said 12.
That's just for prototypes.
Mm.
Yeah, so they want to put one in like some in Montana, some in Colorado, some in
Check
Texas
it out. And if it all goes through, 600 to 800 of them.
as the first
That's
pop.
insane. That's awesome.
And if that goes through, you're just gonna retire forever.
Fuck though, I have other bigger things to buy.
Yeah, you got to fund our podcast.
That's not even. Yeah, right.
Dog,
All
we're-
kinds of stuff.
Yeah, Landlink Studios presents. a
Sorry, bud,
Baltimore-
you didn't say yes to the
We could-
0.01%.
we
You
could
should have
literally-
taken that.
You could literally have 30 people doing their podcast all at the same time, all thanks to your program.
Uh-huh. I'll be your sponsor, your only sponsor.
Absolutely not. This
You're
is
the
turning-
sponsor we
turning
need
into
forever.
media. No, this will never
Brought to you
be
by Next Gen
sponsored.
Engineering.
Absolutely not. Never. No.
It'd be earned at that point.
Yeah, exactly. No.
All right, so you can make money off everyone else's, but we're independent.
Yeah, independent media, baby.
There you go.
I've known you since we were wee lads. Okay.
Yeah, good luck, Steve.
Not
That's
quite
awesome,
wee
man,
lads,
dude.
but-
Actually, no. I'd mandate a fake advertisement for a fake thing we don't do every single episode.
and
And it has to be funnier.
Everyone.
Yeah, it has to
That's
be funny.
you
Like-
guys don't
like,
do.
That nobody
Yeah,
does.
we
Just
don't.
like
Yeah,
a fake
just
company
fake,
up
just
and they
fake
sell
shit
this shit.
as under our brand name. like the
I mean,
Simpsons intros.
That sounds so
That's
backwards. Because if
I'll let you
did
do it
that,
on my
yeah.
channel.
It had
You
to
can
be
do
at least slightly offensive, if not highly offensive
Okay.
ads.
You can do it on my channel. I'll let you.
They'd be
I'm
like,
down.
cancel these people. And they're like, dude, we made them do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Trust me, you're clicking a consent that you agree to
yeah,
the content
to
on
not
my stuff
sue
before
us.
you watch my stuff.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, exactly. So,
Damn. So how much do you plan? Not plan. Do you see your company making if you guys go through with 800 or 600 of these things? Like
A lot.
realistically, do you
if
know?
they make 600,
Yeah.
if they do 600, we're averaging the
Yeah. That's
trailers,
go
so
low
you're
end. I'm
probably
just saying
hitting-
like an idea of a low end, and be realistic. Don't be retarded.
Oh, I mean, these are
He
like
gave me a
written out
Jimmy
numbers
number.
already.
Give me a Jimmy number. If they get one, I'll be like $20, but like 90 days from now, I'll be like a billionaire.
I'm gonna be the owner.
Yeah, I'll own the company.
Well, this will be years of
No,
production.
Give me my franchise.
yeah, I know. I'm just so that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
we're,
So
we're looking at somewhere between like 7 and 12 points of the gross.
stop talking. What's
Stop talking points. Talk
Yeah.
money. How much?
Yeah,
That's
where-
what I'm doing. I have to do the
Give us a
math.
fucking.
Okay,
oh my
then
god,
do
we're
the math.
mathing again. This is gonna be the nicotine shit all over
Oh
again.
gosh, what circle do we need to get to?
Benny does not like math.
All right, I'll do the math real quick. We
I
say
don't want
two-
to.
I'll
It
tell you
sounds
right now,
ridiculous when it comes out of my mouth.
600 times 2 is 1,200, so that's $1.2 billion. And then you said what? 50 points on that.
That's the markup which I'm trying to.
So 1.2. So $600 million is
For a
what
million
you're saying.
times 600.
Over how many years?
2.
Boy, you fight me on this name, I'll smack the shit out of you. talking about, I'm gonna make $600 million in 2 years.
Exxon.
You better give me the
has deep
name.
pockets.
I just want the name, bro. That's it. I got the name, all right. Buy me out for cheap. What do you? I don't know.
Benny and math.
What are you trying?
How many are they buying? 600. Whoa, what just happened there?
We're wondering the same thing.
I already did this math, brother. What are you trying to look up? Where do you?
600 times 4 million.
Where are you getting 4 million from?
That's how much it costs to
2
make.
million.
To make.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 million is our sell.
Okay.
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I did this math. It's 1.2 billion. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a shit ton of money, brother. I hope you get it. I don't even if you sell one of them. Because here's the thing.
Yeah, right. Sell
Hold
one.
on. Here's the
Just
thing. Bring this back
sell
up.
one, and on the second one, think of us.
Bring this back up real quick. Bring that calculator back up. Because what did I just come up with? $300 million, right? That's what I just said? 300. So,
I think.
right?
No, you said 600. You said it says 1.2 billion, 50%
Yeah.
is 600.
600
Okay.
million.
So 600 million divided by 600.
Yeah, so I'll make
on.
around.
So you're telling me you'd make $1 million if you sold one? Because if you made 600, you'd make 600 times that.
Well, that's a bulk purchase. So no, it would probably be.
So you'd make more than $1 million on one?
Yeah,
Okay,
generally.
yeah, I was gonna say it'd be higher then.
Yeah, the price is higher, so is the margin.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, it's wholesale.
Well,
We
fuck
trust
yeah.
me.
But-
Me and Bang know how that works.
The reason why this is even a conversation.
A record show.
Shut up, dude. Shut the fuck up.
The reason why this is even a conversation with Exxon is because one pump down one day, a good one, costs them $2.2 million a day.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why this is even a thing. Is it like
Yeah. I feel.
they're
that.
like, oh, that's a great deal.
You're like, what?
I'm like, seriously, I had a conversation about money, and I'm like, well,
yeah.
well, you know how much generators cost, sir? The man I work with at Exxon,
Sir,
Uh,
Mr. Exxon, sir,
Mr. X,
Mr.
X,
Mr. Landman.
okay, landman,
All right, Billy Bob.
Billy Bob.
I still never got past the first
I
episode.
haven't ever even tried to watch it. I can't
It's
do
good.
it. I'm not good. At it.
Everyone says it is.
It's good.
I've heard it's great. I just can't sit down and.
Yeah. I'm like, you know how much generators cost, how much this cable costs, how much he's got to put them all together. So it's gonna be expensive. He's like, all right, tell me. I'm like, well, right now our bomb is sitting at like 1.2. He's like, all right, and I'm like, all right.
He's like, that's not labor, bro. That's like the bill of materials.
And he's like,
He's like, that's fine. That's a day at work.
Oh,
On
yeah,
one
that's
lost
pretty dope,
pump,
though.
yeah. That's amazing, dude. So when are the 12 prototypes going?
So the big meeting
and
with Exxon,
who's building this?
Mitsubishi.
Have. Uh
He's got a thing now. He's got so much
Uh-oh.
going.
Bleep this out.
oh. We can't do that. We got
All right.
Mitsusaki.
Should I go back 10 seconds or something? No.
I don't know if you can.
All right,
no,
whatever.
we literally can't. No, we
All right.
can't.
Well, a large company that you have heard of before. Actually, so here's our business model. What we do, we're taking our patent and we're not running it through next gen and building it ourselves. We're not putting our name on the side of it because in an initial launch,
You're putting my name on the side of it.
true.
Silence.
Unless the folks that take it up and run a license that they want to change the name, that's fine. But we are licensing this to a bunch of folks in this industry that we've been in conversations with. So
this would be your guys' thing. So it could go to anybody's, not Exxon, right? Is what you're saying.
yeah.
Okay.
So we've taken this thing already to about a dozen different big players.
So
Oh, yeah.
if Exxon gets it and gets a huge number like that, that's all you'll ever need because
And everyone will want it.
everybody else will fall right in line and go, Exxon just did it and they got 600 of these. We'll wait 6 months. They're rocking.
Then it's
We'll take
then it
We're gonna
becomes
jump
real
on
exciting.
this.
100%. The only thing is there a way to do that without diesel? Like, is there a way to generate that?
Hell yeah, there's hydrogen, diesel, gasoline, freaking solar.
Okay,
Oh, so there's
Wind.
options on power.
well, I know
options.
there's gas. So I'm saying, is there a way to do it? I guess.
hydrogen
wouldn't-
and solar.
Okay, so if you did it so if that was somewhere sitting out in a remoter area, a more remoter, a more remote area, someone still is going to have to then drive out there with a truck full of diesel and then fill these things up over time. Is there do you have a plan to build them more self-sufficient?
Yeah, the solar version.
That's okay.
Okay.
But you would need a bigger as someone again works with, you need a lot more surface area.
Oh yeah, so that thing I was showing you earlier, the awning, so it'd be number one, bigger.
Well, yeah.
It would be a bigger sheet
It'd be a
with
pool
more in
car,
there, and
damn
it'd be
it.
both sides or
Right.
all the sides, and then some extra sides.
It'd still be cool to just be able to roll it out when you
Yeah,
need it.
yeah.
And it's all about speed of deployment. You know, in a disaster scenario,
Yeah.
you know, you don't have like fucking 4 days to have, you know, it has to work. It has to work
Panels
really
put
fucking
in.
well right now and fast.
You imagine somebody get a video of some solar covered thing riding around the desert somewhere, and somebody put on the internet, look, we're on Mars.
We're on Mars.
look at the lunar rover.
So
They had, that was called Burning Man.
I'm surprised nobody's asked so far. How do we get the cable out to the fucking a mile away?
Well, what do you mean? How do you get it out?
Take it
it.
out.
Well,
That's a heavy-ass fucking
First
reel.
of all,
I'm strong.
no, it's not. If it's 10 wire,
It's
like
200 pounds.
that's what. You're strong.
You
That's
ever
not
pick this
that much.
motherfucker's rucksack
Roll that for an
up?
hour.
Have you ever? Do you have a rucksack and a sandbag that weighs more than that I walk around with regularly? So yeah, I don't think it's that much.
In a hurricane. Or after hurricane.
Okay.
Jumping over trees and whatever else.
Bro, I
All right,
mean,
fair
it's
answer.
it's
the one guy. The one guy should be asking this question.
I was gonna
to.
say yeah, wrong
I was
guy.
about to say,
Yeah, Benny.
you're gonna
Would you
lose
be?
this.
That's like
You're gonna lose this
Davey
one.
and tell me like I don't have enough time
And
to do
no,
this.
Steve
And I'm
Moore, I
like,
wouldn't have to. I'd bring a Dylan.
Yeah. No,
Good
you
call.
have heavy machinery that will fucking send it out like a giant retractable hose. Would make the most sense. Have it inside of this thing on a giant reel that runs out and it retracts the whole time, so there's no slack and it has a slight retention like anything else. How do you guys do it? Because that's about how I would do it.
Go back to the drive and I'll show you. So
Like pull it off the spool. I would have it. So is that wire already integrated onto your
on the spool. Yep.
already?
Yep, in the-
so
in the
you have
trailer.
a cable. You have a Ryan Flynn who used to pull wire. Remember that was his job. Do that, and you have a bunch of them people that pull wire. No, you have a machine that goes out and pulls it. It's just laying on the ground.
Yep. There's no conduit. There's rocks.
It
there's
is-
fucking
Yeah. What do you-
all kinds of shit. So like
Is
you
it
can't
not
just
shared
pull
anymore,
it
Steve?
Why can't you
pull
just pull it?
because there's tons of friction. I mean, you kind of have to
What-
pull it back. But
Yeah, what are
like
you
pulling it out is you don't know where it's going. It's not a fixed route.
Okay. Okay. What do you mean it's not a fixed route?
I mean, like you're gonna roll out there. You don't know where the fuck you're going. You just know where you're parking the thing, and then okay, go down that road, and it's that one and that one. That you're going like a mile and a quarter out. So like whatever's out there, you know.
Is this how you
Are you
deliver it?
are you trying to act like a mile is somewhere out there? Like we don't see what
the
a
middle of
mile
Montana?
is?
I mean, like
It's probably easier to see
Over-
a mile in the middle of Montana.
well, it's in the mountains. It's literally on a mountain ridge. So it's going up and down and fucking all kinds of
Okay,
shit's going
yeah.
on. Avalanches are gonna be occurring. So they're doing it for Montana.
Okay,
Avalanches.
avalanches occurring. You probably ain't pulling wire in an avalanche.
No, they do snowmobiles. That's exactly what it's for. This is the whole reason. So no, that's an idea of the gantry crane that was gonna.
That looks like a
be
lift.
about.
Looks like a car lift.
It's similar. You're in the wrong email again.
It keeps switching back on its own.
Yeah. Okay, go into patent folder. Scroll.
Mac, go lay down, buddy.
Yep.
Come on.
Double click, and then to screenshots. And that second picture right
This?
there should be a good one. Yeah. So that's the.
You showed me this before, yeah.
Yeah. So what this thing's gonna do
No, he didn't.
Okay, no, he didn't.
Shut the fuck up.
is there's actually a Jesus Christ. How professional.
Hey, we don't have to be professional.
Yeah.
You're right.
This is like that, but yeah, we're trying. Sorry, dude.
That's funny.
This is episode 4. We're not that good at controlling that
1,000
stuff.
reps and you'll be all right.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so what this thing will end up doing, so each one of those reels are going to be 205 pounds ish. And, you know, after hurricanes, like you have high winds and shit, like you're going to be rocking around and you don't know if it's going to be parked, like, you know, on a hill or however it's going to be. So we have tons of different, like, sensors to get that fucking claw. It's like the claw game that you never can fuck up. And
Okay.
you know, never be able to win.
Who's
So-
win all the time? I'm a claw machine wizard, Steve Moore.
Sweet. I'll let my daughter know.
We'll go to David Buster's right now. I'll crank it out.
Crank it out.
Yep. But anyway, so it's
I'm-
picking them up off the cart.
Yep, and there'll be a 4-wheeler ATV, fucking those gator cart shits, or
Like
snow,
side
snowmobiles.
by side and stuff.
Yeah, we'll drive up. the thing will be able to see where the
That is.
yeah, the axle, the
Yeah.
vertical axle, we're gonna call it, or D-spooler that we see on the back. It'll drop it down, and as it drives away, there'll be a motor on the D-spooler that'll spin around at the same rate of speed.
So it has to keep it taut.
No, not to be thought at all. Because
Then
actually,
won't
will
it drag across the ground?
no, because the motor on the D-spooler will sense how fast it's going and be able to spin the spool at the correct rate to draw back cables at the right amount.
Damn.
It's super cool.
So it
The future.
has to stay taut, right? Isn't that why it's doing that, or else it would
No.
just go all over the ground?
No, it has to just if it's driving.
Didn't you just say it can't run across the ground?
No, it has to run across the ground.
I thought you just said you can't drag it across the ground because it's got rocks and stuff.
Yeah, so this is how it's doing that.
Well, it's
There's
not. You're not dragging it because it's just dropping it as it goes.
Yeah, it's like you're just laying down a cord across your living room. You're not pulling
Yeah,
it.
it's just
Usually.
dropping it.
You're just like you're unraveling it as you're walking.
Because it's already up in the air as you're taking it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
it's just laying down.
No, it's not. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make sense.
As it's coming off the back of the ATV,
huh.
it's being placed on the ground.
It's
Is
not
the
allowed to not
spool-
touch the ground.
The spool's on the ATV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And the ATV's just driving it out there.
I thought the spool was on this thing.
No, that puts it on the ATV.
Yeah,
I
the crane
gotcha.
that picks it up
Alright.
and drops it down.
So you don't have to physically lift.
I
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yep. So
I
that
thought they were saying
That's
that
pretty wild, though.
attaches and then the AV pulls it out. I'm like, it has to be taut and like if that's pulling from the back, it can't just lay because the bulk. I get it. That
Yeah.
was my fault. I'm retarded.
yeah, there are some problems still around, like how I want to make the undeploying, the respooling. Respooling work, right? How do you
Yeah.
get it back?
And
So-
you're gonna want a super. If the minute that starts going at, like left and right is gonna be wild. You're honestly probably gonna have to have that same form of transportation bring it back in, unless it's a nice clean shot. Like if you're saying
Yeah.
it goes around roads and this and that, you're probably gonna have the same thing, hold it, and then reverse at the same amount of speed it comes back or something. If you want it to
Yeah.
be clean at all.
Yeah, yeah. So there's stuff around the actual cable jacket, which is the thing. What does that mean?
It means we're at the 90-minute mark.
Oh,
now.
okay,
Nice.
cool. Neato.
No, because that's what we shoot for is 90 minutes.
Yeah, we'd try to make
Yeah.
sure we're at least
You gotta
there.
go at least there. Like
Yeah,
a Joe
yeah,
Rogan. You at least gotta go.
Yeah,
Stop! I'm not trying to be Joe Rogan, bro.
He came up with the format. I mean,
yeah, no. We
Nothing
just
wrong.
try. We want to make sure we get 90 minutes in at least.
yeah, yeah. So then, yeah. So there's that. Some stuff with so the thing doesn't rock. Because like if you're like lugging a 200-pound fucking cable reel in that little cage, or if it's off the cage, it's like flipping around and hit somebody or some kind of thing. There's a lot of safety systems involved with that. Also like a bunch of stuff with if anyone walks in the area where it's working, it just shuts down. So hey, fuckface, get away. All kind of stuff is all there.
Protected by Viper.
But that's not very sexy. yeah. Yeah, she put a little viper on, like a little robot viper. Ah, get away. So that is that piece of it. And and those are all the patented things, I think. Mesh. I mean, the patent is like 107 pages.
Damn.
107 pages.
Yeah, whip it out. It's in the
Okay.
share drive.
I don't have 107 pages worth of time.
I'm not going to read it. Just let's go to patent. And what's in that? Oh, actually, you can look at that thing too. The picture of the shipping container with the barn doors open. Because all of it's going to be in one of those. The one above that. You can just click anywhere that's not the picture.
This?
Yep. So it'll all be like that's the 20-foot version. All that stuff will be all inside of that, and it'll open up, so you can do all your shit. And it'll be on a trailer, or it'll be like this if you're
So
like.
that's what the whole thing.
So
would
if
be
you wanted
inside
to,
of.
though, you could just roll and drop.
Yeah, you can roll and drop. You can put it on a chassis and just let it stay rolling.
Yeah. Keep it on the bed.
Yeah.
on like a flatbed almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So now eventually, so this is like just a small cargo container. Could you get to like a full size cargo container?
The
if you
large
wanted
one
to?
is a full size
It
40
is full
foot
size.
cargo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
The 500 gigawatts.
Holy
500 kilowatt hours.
shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's honestly, you think about that, you'd have one of them replacing what, 20 trailers at a normal's place?
Something like that.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yep.
You're gonna have a lot of pissed off people who sat of them trailers at one time.
Yep.
Fuck them.
So when do you So the patent's in. What's your next step?
When do the prototypes start?
We have a presentation with Exxon, a lot of them, like a big ass group.
What's
of them.
do you have to wait for the patent? So when you say it's submitted, it's just
The
it
filing
is
date-
what it is, or like
The filing date is the date is if the patent's granted. Which
That's-
could be
yeah.
2 to 3 years from now before I know.
What is really?
But we did a patent search. Our attorney is like
So-
gets more utility patents than anyone else in the country.
That's
for like
the
10 years straight.
That's the time they take for them to look
And
around and
challenge
make
it.
sure.
and-
Yeah.
But we already did all that. So we went through into a patentability search.
So you just gotta wait now.
And I know for a fact because we're a rep firm for Volt Server, so we know for a fact that there's nobody's ever put it on a trailer. Nobody's ever done it,
That's awesome.
and they invented it.
That's
And they're the only one that does it.
They're like,
So
we're not gonna make this mobile. We're good.
yeah, there's all in like arenas. That's still.
I mean, why? Here's the thing: if you're a company like that, why, I'm sure that's a killer gig. Why try to branch out and potentially do other? If you're in a
they
bunch
want
of,
to. It's just
Yeah.
the people that were buying it only use it for that. They couldn't get. They've been historically seen in just that market.
so they're just a supplier. They're not necessarily the ones that
They make the
use
Volt Server stuff.
They don't use the stuff. Or
Yeah.
implement it. They just supply it.
They're
okay.
the plug.
Yep. They're just a tool.
I
A tool for
sure.
a bunch of tools, Ernie. You're a tool.
Nice.
Well, that's awesome, dude. So that doesn't matter though. So you're just gonna keep rocking whether the patent's granted or not.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I was just saying. So that doesn't matter then.
I mean, this.
So it matters a lot.
Of
If I would have shared anything before we filed, then it would have invalidated the patent.
Because other people would have known about it potentially
Open
and could
knowledge.
have heard it, and yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. So you have to, unless you're under an NDA and that kind of thing.
Right.
So that.
Good thing we
is-
talked about that the first time when we've had this idea of you coming on here.
Yeah, it was a very different conversation.
Yeah, it was.
and
That's
that's-
kind of annoying, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's one. We're filing 2 more patents in the next month.
Fuck yeah, that's
2 more
awesome,
things.
dude.
Yeah, I'm very
That's dope.
very excited for
The
you.
one I can
Oh,
tell you
yeah.
what it is, right? If it
Nope.
tell you how I
Save
do
it for the next podcast.
Well, hold on. How long until this patent's potentially?
3 weeks or so. Something
Oh
like
shit!
that.
Yeah,
Save it for the next
yeah,
one.
Save it for the next.
Save
one.
it for the next time we have you on.
Well, I can
Yeah.
say it's electric motor. It's,
Okay,
can't tell you
that's
what
all
it
we need to
is.
know. That's all I want to know. Electric motors.
Yeah.
Cool. Save it for the
So
next one.
okay,
No,
so all-
save it for the
that's
next
what
one.
I'm saying.
This
So
is a
all
teaser,
we-
man. This is
So
called
all
the
we got,
teaser
yeah, right
trailer.
before we end, all we got to know is that electric motor, and if it's being patented, because there's obviously already a million electric motors out there, that it's something different and or new and or unique. So,
Yeah. Here's the cool part. It's
no, next.
seven-
Nope.
Stop. No, you'll like this.
No, I won't. I like it more in 3 weeks when you tell us about it.
Well, it'll infect your dreams.
All
No,
right.
right. Trust me, nothing.
That
affects
sounds
my
like a
dreams.
nightmare. That's a terrible way to put that. Infect your dreams.
This, yeah, it's a terrible way. It might infect your
Yes.
nightmares, and it actually
don't-
might allow robots to take over the world.
I don't
Yeah, fuck
remember
that.
my
I don't want to
dreams.
hear nothing now.
Go ahead.
It
I
will
don't
kill you.
I don't dream.
Cancel his next
It'll
visit.
make flying cars reality.
Yeah, you ain't coming back.
It'll
bro.
bring blimps back.
How you gonna end on this?
Clips never left us on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so that's one. I have some other.
Sit down.
Got some other stuff, and we have, I guess, 250 different projects
Damn.
right now
God bless. That's awesome.
across a shit ton of industries, doing stuff in robotics.
Nope.
doing stuff.
Nope. Save it for the next time.
I'm just.
We've already been
We're
just
cl-
he's just closing up with what they're all
Oh,
doing.
okay,
Calm
okay.
down.
Yeah,
I thought you
wrapping
were
it
leaking
up.
more information,
He's
Steve
wrapping
Moore. I
it
know-
up here,
Yeah,
I
bro.
know
wrap-
how you get, Steve Moore. You start talking, and next thing you know,
Your sidekick here needs
you're
work.
telling us about everything.
Big man.
You're telling us about everything, Steve Moore. I know how the Steve Moore brain goes.
Big
I've known you a
man.
long time.
I mean, the rest of the sentence was we have 210 projects across various industries, including robotics, energy, connectivity. So, I mean, you ever need a nerd, be glad to be back on.
Yeah, you're definitely, you're our nerd, baby. You and Damien are our nerds. Did you see, what's his name, Lex Friedman, get mad when he got called a nerd that time?
No, that sounds
Joe
awesome.
Rogan called him a nerd, or said something about nerds,
He
like
got all
something
pussy.
for a nerd, and he's like, I don't like that word. But he got very, and he's like, what do you mean? And then Joe Rogan's like, I'm not gonna let nerds tell me what to do. So I was like, yeah, but Lex Friedman's the man, dude.
Yeah.
So it was just, but he definitely got upset, and then Rogan hit him with the, Well, I definitely not gonna let nerds tell me what I can and can't say.
You fuck
like,
with them.
Yeah, like
You're in a room of comedians, man. Bad idea.
that's how I feel. Like that's how we only hit one joke, and you were like, "Oh," I'm like, "Come on, dude, it was one joke I said." Like,
All right, before we end it, we're gonna react on this. We're gonna watch this sissy fight.
oh gosh, dude.
We're gonna watch
All right,
this.
We've had
Watching
such
the Island
legit things
Boys
this whole
fight
time.
each
That's-
other is
Oh,
one
the
of the
Island Boys.
funniest shit I have
I've
ever seen.
Oh,
I have
This isn't
seen
even
the
a
most
video.
ridiculous people.
I don't want to watch this.
dude, I just want to see what this looks like.
Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Anything for some clout, right?
Oh my God!
They're not even real punches.
Talk shit. This is so satisfying, oh God.
Hey, you gotta bring them back.
Well, Charleston's gonna fight him next.
This is the first one.
Chav, you hype for that? Put a W in the chat. You gotta come for this, Rolly. Rolly, you'll come if he fights him?
Yeah.
Fight! Boo! Boo! Oh, they're gassed, bro. Oh, he's gonna suck his dick. Oh my God! You got it. Cruel. Says you. Yeah, this is cyber. This is cyberbullying, guys. You can't say that shit. This is bullshit. There you go. Try to hurt me. That's your brother. Try to hurt me. Neon, I think you could actually be one. You actually had
Are they even landing punches on each other? They're just hitting the air.
Y'all love this, baby.
Man, they're fisting and kissing
When
right
they knocked
now.
him down.
Them gloves look like they weigh more than that.
All right, chat. Neon and the Island.
It's like if olive oil.
Yeah, man, I'm talking about
Wow.
Neon's gonna fight the other one. You fight the other one. Tag team, yeah. Keep taking
motherfucking
ass. Oh, chat, we selling tickets. Tickets.
All right,
I'm just dumb
Steve,
fan.
thank you for coming on.
Look at all these people
I'll
that went
have you
out to
back
watch
when we
that
have your
dumb
next
shit.
pet. I'm done reacting to Island Boys. Fucking.
Look at all those people that went out for that dumb shit.
Oh yeah.
They literally rented a warehouse.
All right,
I'm gonna fill a warehouse.
All right.
I think
We won. We won. Split decision. Well, we know who the tougher twin is now.
I don't know either one.
We are all dumber
Alright.
for
In the
watching
sister
that.
fighting.
Thanks, everybody.
In the sissy fights.
We're all dumber for watching that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, thanks a lot, Benny, and everyone that watched this. Everyone
Dude,
is
I
now
saw that shit and I was
terribly
like,
dumber for that.
I was just like, maybe these kids can fight. Everyone's, internet gangster. They were woofing the air that entire time.
Instantly.
Holy shit. I didn't think I saw one
random-
punch land.
Couple random haymakers.
I saw a
but-
shoulder land. That's
All right,
for
Steve.
sure.